So the Commissioner's Cup playoffs begins. It's a rematch between the Port Huron Prowlers and the Binghamton Black Bears, Game 1 in Michigan. Good evening, everybody. Will Wiggleman here with you on McMorran Plaza outside of McMorran Place Arena. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Fans behind me have been out here for a few hours already, getting set for game number 1 between the Prowlers and the Black Bears. The winner of this series will move on to the Commissioner's Cup Finals. This is a rematch, a full year in the making after the Black Bears beat the Prowlers in 3 games in the semifinals. Last year, Port Huron won Game 1 here at McMorran Place in shutout fashion, and then the Black Bears shut out the Prowlers in 2 games at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. Prowlers will need to get off to a hot start tonight, unlike their last series with the Blue Ridge Bobcats, and we'll see if the crowd can push them to victory. We'll have much more coming up for you on the pregame show next. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the BHP Network.
Is that him?
Look over there. It's Bob. Wow, just look at that hair. Ever since he started getting his stuff from Global, the guy's unstoppable.
So that's what confidence can do?
That's just not fair.
Oh my goodness, it's Bob! Bob! Bob!
Give me the phone. I'm calling Global Pharmacy Plus for myself.
Welcome back to the 2026 Commissioner's Cup playoffs presented by Proper 12 Irish Whiskey. Will Wiggleman back with you at McMorran Place. Thanks so much for joining us tonight as we begin the Empire Division side of the Commissioner's Cup semifinals. Prowlers and Black Bears, game number 1. Let's take a look at how these teams got here. We start with the last game for the Black Bears, the series deciding game against the Topeka Scarecrows. Binghamton swept Topeka in 2 games. They held 4-0 leads in each of those 2 games. Black Bears continued to roll in the Commissioner's Cup playoffs as they have over the past few years. 6 sweeps in their last 7 playoff series. CJ Stubbs had 2 goals to lead the way for Binghamton. For the Prowlers, their last game, a winner-take-all Game 3 here at McMorran Place against the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Ryan Alexander scored the game-winning goal. It came a minute and 38 seconds after Bobby Price scored to put the Prowlers in front for good in the 3rd period of that one, as the Prowlers escaped the Bobcats, outscoring Blue Ridge 9-3 in the 2 games here in Port Huron. So that brings us to our bracket for these 2026 Commissioner's Cup playoffs presented by Proper 12 Irish Whiskey. The Columbus River Dragons beat the PD Ice Cats 3-1 last night to take the first game on the Continental Division side of the semifinals. So the River Dragons head home with 2 opportunities to finish off the Ice Cats and make it to the finals. Meanwhile, the Prowlers and the Black Bears match up on the other side. Columbus and PD, both the lower seeds in their first round series. Columbus the 3 seed and PD the 4th seed. We'll talk about this a little bit more when we check out the highlights from last weekend's playoff games during the first intermission report, but the Ice Cats became the first team in the current divisional playoff format to win as a 4 seed in their division. Let's take a look at some players to watch for tonight. And of course, all roads go through Dominic Tomei for the Binghamton Black Bears. Against the Prowlers this season, he was fantastic, perfect 7-0 with a 201 goals against average and a 930 save percentage plus a shutout. Well, the Prowlers will try and beat him a few times tonight, and Ryan Alexander scored the game-winning, series-winning goal for the Port Huron Prowlers. That was his first pro goal. He also pitched in 3 assists during the first round against the Blue Ridge Bobcats. 4 points for Ryan Alexander in these playoffs so far. Take a look at where Alexander slots in to our projected lineup for the Prowlers, and nothing changes from game 3 against the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Everybody's staying the same, forwards, defense, and goaltenders as well, as Port Huron and very confident in that lineup, and they will run it out the same way, and that they did against Blue Ridge. Well, the Prowlers and Meyer are combining for the Goals for Good program. For every goal the Prowlers score this season, Meyer will donate money to help bring meals to hungry families in our community. So far this season, the Prowlers and Meyer have helped deliver 12,240 meals. This game 1 is very, very crucial for the Port Huron Prowlers, as the Binghamton Black Bears are so good on home ice. They have never lost a playoff game on home ice. Binghamton 11-0 in franchise history on home ice. So to beat them once will be a challenge. To beat them twice might be near impossible. So game 1, crucial tonight. And we take you down inside McMorran Place as they get set for this one.
Vincent DeCumbus. And forward, number 29, Bobby Price. And forward, number 74, Ryan Alexander. And in goal, number 33, Reed Cooper. Head coach of the Prowlers is Matt Graham. Associate head coach Chris Holland. And assistant coaches Alex Johnson and Beth Brockway. The athletic trainer Richard Smith, presented by Fort Huron and Colonel Medicine Associates. The equipment manager Brian Larson and Ted Falk. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise, and gentlemen, may we suggest removing your caps as we honor America and salute the men and women serving our country with a singing of our national anthem, presented by Derek Queen by Mike Batchelor. We remind all members of the armed forces and veterans who are present but not in uniform that you may render the military salute. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Cheryl McCoy.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Joe McCoy on the anthem tonight. I hope you're as fired up as I am for this one. It is loud here at McMorran Place as we get set for puck drop. Let's take a look at tonight's Orthopedic Associates starting lineup for the Port Huron Prowlers. The Price Alexander DeCumbus line that played hero in Game 3 against the Bobcats starts up front. John Larkin and Nick Favaro on defense, and Reed Cooper will be between the pipes for the Port Huron Prowlers tonight. And what a goaltending matchup we have. We take a look at that. Powered by Harrison Meadow Fab. Dominic Tomei and Reed Cooper. You see their playoff stats there. Cooper had a fantastic opening series for the Prowlers. Tomei didn't have to do too much against the Topeka Scarecrows as he helped his team build 4-0 leads in each of those 2 games en route to a sweep of the Crows. And I know we have a special guest here to crank the siren and get the fans all ready to go here. Prowlers alone, Braden Simmons-Fisher, who made it all the way to the AHL with the Iowa Wild this season. Played most of the year with the Allen Americans in the ECHL. Gets the crowd going tonight. And we are just about set for puck drop on this semifinal matchup. It's the Alexander line against the top line for the Black Bears, Ivan Bondarenko, CJ Stubbs, and Mac Jansen. You see the 2 most important guys on the ice on your screen, Reed Cooper and Dominic Tomei. And we'll wait for the drop here as Bobby Price and Mac Jansen have to be asked to behave. Now we're ready to go. Stubbs and Alexander on the face-off. The semifinals are underway on the Empire Division side. This best of three begins with a tip-in from DeCumbus. Dan Stone grabs the puck. Jansen for Stubbs. They slid it all the way across to Austin DeRazio, who certainly has an opportunity to win both Defenseman of the Year and Rookie of the Year in the FPHL. This one iced by the Prowlers early on in this one. DeRazio led the entire FPHL to plus 48 this season. Finished with 62 points in 50 games, including a team-high 13 power play goals. DeRazio certainly dangerous. I expect to see a lot of him and Stone, this top defense pairing for the Black Bears. Stubbs able to get the face-off to Bondarenko. Early goal here for Port Huron would do wonders for them in this series, get this crowd going. It's the Black Bears who attack. As Stone works it down the wall towards Bondarenko and through to Stubbs. Stubbs turning the course, centering feed, and Cooper with the first big save of the game. Ivan Bondarenko was on the receiving end of that pass from CJ Stubbs. And Reed Cooper had to be alert. Stubbs leads the Black Bears with 4 goals and 5 points so far in these playoffs. Bondarenko had 4 assists in the first round. Tyson Kirkby's line now out there for the Black Bears as Jesse Anderson's shot caught and held by Cooper. They're going against Reggie Millet's line right now. You may notice Jesse Anderson wearing a bubble on his helmet. That is due to a fight he had with Jamie Bussell the last time these teams matched up. And the fight was in response to a hit Anderson threw on Prowlers' Blake Anderson, who has not played since. Swain muscled off the puck by Parsons. Here comes Oregon for Bussell. Chips it off the boards and in. Anderson heading after it along with Dietrich. And Dietrich finishes check on Jesse Anderson, who's down on the ice. They blow it dead here. Jesse Anderson might have to get checked on. There was no arm up in the air for a penalty. Bridget Smith, the Prowlers trainer, heading out to check on Anderson, who's still rolling around in all kinds of pain. Oh, looks like somehow he got bloodied. He's wearing the full face shield, and it may have cut him. Either that or his helmet, but Jesse Anderson with the towel on his face as he heads back towards the Binghamton bench. Minute 15 left, or minute 15 gone here in game number 1. As you see the two captains, Austin Federley and Tyson Kirkby, having a chat with one of our referees. Referees tonight are Jonathan Satarski and Jonathan Paradise, the linesmen Brian Thurnauer and Jeremy McWalter, as Anderson is helped off the ice. Both referees talking with the respective captains, as it's a long way to go for the McMorran crew to get that blood off the ice. It's a good cool down the corner over in Black Bears territory. I'll tell you this, in case you missed the pregame show, game 1 is very important in this series, if not absolutely crucial, because the Black Bears have never lost a home playoff game in franchise history. They are 11-0. Prowlers have won their last 5 home playoff games. To win 1 in Binghamton would be historic, and to win both feels like it would be near impossible. I was talking about Blake Anderson not being in the lineup for the Prowlers. Both teams are shorthanded as a result of the last time these teams played. Gavin Yates also got injured in that game back on April the 3rd. He has not played, although from what I've been told, he's been a full participant in practice and is on the list to be available for Saturday. Don't know if exactly he will be available on Saturday, but from what I've heard, that's a strong possibility that he could make his playoff debut on Saturday night in game number 2. Take a look at the Binghamton bench there. Guys like Jacob Shankar and Emerson Emery filling in spots in the lineup with Yates out. Dan Weber playing on the 3rd defense pair along with Cam Cervoni, at least to start tonight, as they get the blood off the ice, and now the McMorran crew has to get themselves off. Our delay seems to be over, and we are set for another face-off. This one will be just outside the Black Bears' end. No penalty on the play, by the way, and for those wondering. No arm went up in the air initially, and they didn't add a penalty after the fact. Matt Graham snaps the face-off back, and Brett Lockhart dumps it in on Dominic Tomei. Led the FPHL in every major goaltending category this season. Kyle Steffen banks it out of the zone. Sargis trying to catch up to it, but Lockhart moves it up the boards to Johnson. Now on to Graham, has Federley with him. Graham works in, tried to pass it off to Federley. Good back check by Sargis, able to break it up. Steffen gave it away to Graham, and the Prowlers take back over in their own end. It's Vivaro starting up the right wing side. On to Alexander, fresh off the bench. Ryan Alexander surrounded still with it, pushes it up to the top. Vivaro shot, gloved, and held by Tomei. Two minutes into game number 1. Here's a skill from Ryan Alexander. He had white sweaters all over him, able to get it back to the point. And Dominic Tomei able to glove it. He won't get credit for a save as that shot was going wide. Prowlers still searching for their first shot on goal. Black Bears have 2. Puck in no man's land, finally grabbed by D'Orazio. He couldn't make a pass. D'Orazio knocked down. And now Alexander takes it. Over to Larkin. Fed ahead, missed his intended target, Price, and that's an icing against Port Huron. Bit of a choppy start to game 1. Few icings, a cleanup on the ice. I'll let you know if we see Jesse Anderson return from the Black Bears locker room, but for right now, Binghamton is down to 5 defensemen. Stubbs grabs the puck in the corner. Cycled for Jensen. Wrapped all the way around. Comes to D'Orazio at the top. Down to Bondarenko. Up high, Stone with a wrister. Kicked out by Cooper. He's got the rebound as well. And he covers up. Stubbs and Favaro exchanging shoves, as are Jensen and Larkin, and now those two separated. This will be a testy series. These teams really do not like each other, and that's putting it lightly. There you see Jansen was tied up by Larkin, couldn't get a good chance back on net, and he ended up kicking it towards Cooper, who made that second pad save. Wouldn't have counted if it went in anyway. Stubbs line stays out. Arttu Heikala, I believe, being asked to leave the face-off. Indeed he is. Austin Federley will take it instead. Off the drop, comes to Heikala. Able to work his way ahead. Heikala wraps the puck deep. Graham and Stone after it. They get there together. Heikala grabs it, dances around D'Orazio, and banks it around to the far side. Favaro pinches in on the half wall. Down to Graham, looking in front. Couldn't find a teammate, and it slides to Tomei at the side of the post. He clamps the glove on top to freeze play. .17:07 left to go in period one. Again, it's been a bit of a choppy start. We want to welcome everybody who's joined us thus far tonight. Whether you're a fan of the Prowlers, Black Bears, or any other team in the league, this is the only Commissioner's Cup playoffs game going on tonight. After the River Dragons and Ice Cats got their semifinal series started last night, 3-1 win for Columbus. And they head home with 2 chances to advance to the Commissioner's Cup Finals for the first time since 2022. Shankar hits the red line and sends it deep. Swain gets there ahead of Oregon. Centered out in front, comes all the way to Weber. Harassed by Dietrich, Weber flips it on goal. And a save made by Cooper. And now Parsons wants to have a word with Kirkby, who got a little too close to Cooper, and now Kirkby wrapped up. Black Bears with all 5 shots on goal so far, just over 3 minutes in. It looks like this face-off may be coming outside. Indeed it is. Prowlers switch things up. They put the Ryan Alexander line on. He'll draw against Kirkby. Kirkby having another extended conversation with referee Jonathan Sitarski. Kirkby certainly known to do that in the around the FPHL, have lots of conversations with the officials. Alexander tries to move his way up ice, steps around Swain. Here comes Alexander to his left to Price. As Alexander going to the net, and it's just tipped wide. Price taken into the boards. Still battling for it from his knees, but Swain picks it up and sends it all the way down. This one goes for an icing as Lockhart wins the race to it. We talk a lot, if you haven't been with us this season, about the speed of this line. Price, Alexander, and DeCumbis. They showed it off there, and Alexander just pushed it a little too much against the grain. Back the other direction. And a good first chance report here on. They still do not have a shot on goal, though. Off this drop, ends up below the goal line. Hakala harassed by Kirkby. Graham ties up with Ramekers. They both go down. Here's Hakala behind the net. Bumps it up top. Larkin a drive. Kick save to May. And now the Black Bears move up in a rush. Kirkby trying to go one-on-one against Favaro. Puck ends up in the corner. Now behind the Prowler net. Lockney gets there first. Try to bump it back to Favaro. Sargis scoops it up. Moves it up to the point. Sargis over to Durazio. His shot punched up by Cooper, and it stays in play, but a delayed penalty coming up here against the Prowlers. As Tomei was headed off for the bench, to the bench for the extra attacker, and Binghamton will get the first power play of the night. Looks like they'll get John Larkin. Here's a look at the chance earlier for Port Huron. Larkin with a blast, and Tomei had to stretch that left pad all the way out in the splits to make the stop. The Black Bears get on the power play first. They have the best power play in these playoffs at an even 50%, 3 for 6 in the quarterfinals against Topeka. Prowlers PK struggled a bit against the Blue Ridge Bobcats, only killing off 2/3 of the power plays in round one. Prowlers PK went 0 for 2 in game 3 against Blue Ridge. Game that, of course, they ended up winning to take the series. Here's Stubbs walking with a shot glove and covered by Cooper. This top unit for the Black Bears featuring Stubbs, Bondarenko, Jansen, Kirkby, and Durazio. They get a good overhead look of Reed Cooper on that save. And D'Orazio, one of the most dangerous power play guys in the league. 13 man advantage goals. Kirkby scored 6 of his 15 on the power play. CJ Stubbs led the FPHL in goals for a while. Ivan Bondarenko had 77 assists. He finished atop the FPHL in assists, but Alex Johnson gets a quick clear here. D'Orazio, right wing side, trying to find Jansen. Comes back to D'Orazio. Pitches it around towards Kirkby. Took a bump, got it up high, whipped across to Jensen. Black Bears set up, it's D'Orazio straight away. Kirkby over to Stubbs. Now D'Orazio at the point, his shot stopped, rebound, they score! It's Mac Jansen right in front, and the power play goal for the Black Bears opens the scoring in the semifinals. Nearly a third of Jansen's regular season goals came on the power play. This is his second power play goal of these playoffs. He was posted up right in front of Cooper. Prowlers don't tie up, and he's able to tuck home the rebound off the D'Orazio shot. And an early start for the Black Bears here in game one. The Prowlers play from behind for the second straight game. As we get a whistle here and a face-off, we'll take a timeout. Mac Jansen has the only goal so far, and the Black Bears have a 1-0 lead. This is the 2026 Commissioners Cup Playoffs presented by Prepper 12 Irish Whiskey.
This isn't working. LJ, pass me those flyers. No look behind the back pass. It's a whole play. I'll take. Come on. Gap up. Close the gap. Close the gap. What are we saying? This isn't working. We need a shift change. Let's bring in the professionals.
Hello, I'm home.
There he is.
What is happening?
Relax. We won. They brought back the snack wrap. Spicy or ranch?
Spicy.
Yeah, go. Yeah. Just one little bite.
Can you stop?
Oh, sorry.
Gather your crew. Snack Wrap is back.
Towels are twirling here at McMorran Place. Prowlers gave away 1,500 Red Rally towels today, courtesy of Mobility Remodelers, TMA Electric, Schultz Roofing, and McMorran Place. Thank you to all of our partners who made that rally towel giveaway happen. And fans lined up at the doors early, got to our pregame red out party early just to get their hands on these awesome towels. Kyle Steffen slides it for Cam Cervoni, number 27. Pitched ahead, Lockhart to Graham going the other way. He had to sidestep Steffen. And now it's Johnson. Off the boards and out. No icing here as it touched a Black Bear stick. Prowlers getting a full change as Ramakers tossed it ahead. Favaro takes over for the Prowlers, and it's Larkin looking forward towards Alexander. That one chipped up out of play, may have caught somebody on the Binghamton bench. I think one of the equipment managers down there. He seems to be all right. And we'll get a face-off at center ice. 1-0 Black Bears. They get a goal from Mac Jansen on the power play. Tied up at the dot. Millette uses his foot to get it back to Larkin. Tipped in by Dietrich. Here's Tomei over to Stone. D'Orazio slashing through the neutral zone, sends it in from the red line. Pushed up the far boards. Bondarenko Bounced it around the near side. Stone couldn't get there to keep it in. Stone quickly ahead to Jensen. Now to DeRazio. Caught it in his skates. Tried to float it ahead. Knocked out of the air by Bucell, but with a high stick. So we'll get a whistle and a face-off as Jamie Bucell broke up that play. Wasn't so short. Get an edge in your game with Top Cheese Stick Wax, the official wax of the Port Huron Prowlers. Use code Prowlers15 for 15% off at TopCheeseHockeyWax.com. Parsons starts north. Tried to slide it to Alexander. Couldn't find him, but Alexander keeps on chugging. Has the puck now. Alexander cycled it down and around. Ramaker's cut it off ahead of Price. And now Kirkby moves up. Price gets back to take it away from Kirkby. Ramakers to Weber. Slid it ahead. Kirkby off to his right to Swain. On goal, sticked away by Cooper. The first one on that rebound was Kirkby. He pitched it over the boards, out of play. And we get a whistle and a face-off. Tyson Kirkby was able to drive right in and get to that loose puck first. Wasn't able to get a great touch on it, but nobody on the Prowlers getting to it. And there you see Kirkby snapping his head back because Tim Morgan's stick got near his face. A little limbo there for Kirkby. Johnson up to Hakala. He starts a rush. Gets the red line, sends it in off the end wall, comes up to the top, Lockhart a drive, tipped over top of the net. And it was tipped with a high stick, so we get a whistle here. Johnson was the next one to touch it. And I believe this faceoff will come outside the Black Bear zone. Lockhart just trying to get the puck on net. May have been Graham who was coming up through that far circle, the right wing circle. Got a touch on it, but again, with a stick over his shoulders. Face-off right in front of the Binghamton bench. Black Bears up on shots, 10-1 right now. They have the 1-0 lead thanks to a power play goal. Hard off the end wall. Johnson and Steffen cancel out. Millette pitched it ahead towards Bucell. Comes to Weber for Binghamton. Sargis gave it away, but Sirota came back to help out. As Sargis' pass was knocked down. Steffen wraps it, comes to the far side. Millette gets it there first. Prowlers look to escape. Johnson up to Millette. Gets in. Millette with a shot blocked. And Bucell gets there first. Taps it around behind the net. Stubbs for Sargis. Rink-wide pass on the stick of Jensen. Prowlers back in numbers as Jensen couldn't dangle through Larkin. Jensen takes Favaro in. Stubbs takes the puck. Slid it up top. DeRazio down to Bondarenko. Back to DeRazio. Walks in, looks and shoots, and that changed direction and went wide to the blocker side of Cooper. Stone on goal, steered up out of play by the Prowlers netminder. More action certainly coming down in Cooper's end than in Dominic Tomei's end. Black Bears still with a 1-0 lead, but looking for another. There's the chance for DeRazio. You see that hit. One of the bodies in front may have been Bucell. They get the face-off to Cooper's left between Stubbs and Alexander. This line has been the best one for the Prowlers in the early going. Alexander wins the face-off over to Lockhart. Lockhart reverse for Johnson. He has some skating room. Trying to go ahead to Price. To Cumbus. Slipped it into Bobby Price, but the timing got messed up on that play, and that drew it all offside. Got a face-off in front of Binghamton's bench. They take another look as Tecumseh tried to kick it up to his stick, and looks like he and Price kind of got their signals crossed a little bit. Neither one of them was taking the puck, and we get another draw here. Hakala came in to take it, and Parsons had it hop over his stick, kept it away from Shankar. Parsons over to Oregon. Rink wide, feet on the stick of Hakala. Hakala works in, outside shot, swallowed up by Tomei. Could be the second shot on goal of the game for the Prowlers. So over 9 minutes gone in period one. Mac Jansen with the only goal so far, a power play goal assisted by Austin Durazio and CJ Stubbs. Stubbs with his 6th point of these Commissioners Cup playoffs. That leads all Black Bears. Tomei had to stick the puck away as it came to him off the faceoff. Oregon gloves it down at center. Tried to slide it over to Graham, pass was behind him. Parsons to Graham. Tried to slip it to Lockney, that didn't work. Here comes Swain. And it's blockered up out of play by Cooper. And we will get another face-off deep in Reed Cooper's end. Shots 11-3 Binghamton. The Black Bears tried to maintain the control that they've had over Port Huron since last season's playoffs. Black Bears have won 9 of the last 10 against Port Huron, including last year's postseason. Semifinals where Binghamton won 2 games to 1, but each team shut out the other on home ice. So that goal by Jansen, actually the first road goal scored by either of these teams against each other. Here's Bucell back in front looking for Millette. Comes over to the far side. Dietrich turns it on goal, missed over top. Tomei was swimming. Bucell got hit from behind by Cervoni. Millette has the puck, moved up top. Lockhart slips it to Johnson, the backhand blocked on the way through. Bucell is down in the corner. And Dietrich now going after Ramekers. Johnson Cervoni tied up in front. And Jamie Bucell doubled over as he heads towards the Prowler bench. Take another look. Cervoni right on the numbers on Jamie Bucell there. Now Sargis and Johnson were having words heading back to the benches. Referee's going to let them play in this one. You see Bucell on the Prowler bench. Alexander and Stubbs on this face-off. We approach the midway points of period one. Stubbs won it back. Stone just goes right up the boards. Taken in by Alexander. Slides to Price. Now Favaro at the red line. Favaro gains the offensive zone. Slid to DeCumbis. Got it back in on net, and the rebound just went past Alexander, who's in tight on Tomei. Arkin kept it deep. Hops off the wall. Price gets to it. He shoots off the post. That caught iron. Alexander tried to dangle in, taken out by Stone. Durazio able to skate ahead. Durazio gets in. Taken out of the play by Favaro. Price swings it back towards Nick Favaro. Favaro tossed it out, gloved down by Bondarenko. That's it right back into the Prowler end. Larkin to Favaro. Now to Millette, works his way in, poked off his stick. Millette comes back to make a defensive play. Oregon bats it over in Parsons' direction. Swain able to touch it deep. Oregon slipped it ahead towards Dietrich, bounced over his stick. Shankar and Oregon cancel out. Now Parsons type with Swain. Swain in front! Cooper fought it off! One-handed up by Parsons. Now it's sent out Dietrich with Millette hustling to join him. Dietrich couldn't dangle through Ramekers. Kirkby comes back for the loose puck. Harassed by Dietrich. Kirkby sends it all the way down, and icing called against Binghamton. Shankar ran into Parsons, and they both go down along the end wall. We'll take a timeout, 8:19 left in the Munger Physical Therapy first period. Still 1-0 Black Bears, but almost 2-0. Great save there from Reed Cooper. This is the 2026 Commissioners Cup Playoffs, presented by Proper 12 Irish Whiskey.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hi guys, we just stopped at Industrial Park Marathon to get some fuel and some snacks before the Prowlers game at McMorran.
Nice. Yeah, we just stopped by here at Industrial Park Marathon so I can get a Slurpee before the game.
Wait till after the game. If the Prowlers score 3 or more goals, Slurpees will be free.
Thanks for the info. I'm going to get my Slurpee after, but we'll see you at the Prowlers game.
See you at the game. Go Prowlers!
Back here on the PHP Network, your Prowlers trailing Binghamton 1-0. As you can tell, I'm not in my usual suit and tie attire. A little more fun atmosphere. That's because pregame, I know Will has talked about it, had a heck of a tailgate out in the McMorran Plaza. We had hundreds of people come through, gave away jerseys, and I will tell you what, these fans are fired up. They are ready to cheer these boys on. Much like last weekend, once they give them a reason to blow the roof off this place, it's going to be an impossible place to play. Will, back to you.
Thank you, Brady. And there you see the fans packing the stands here at McMorran. Face off deep in Binghamton's end after the TV timeout. 8:19 left to go in period one. Prowlers have strung together one or two good shifts, and they'll try and continue that. They have the Alexander line on the ice against the Kirkby line. Tied up off the draw. DeCumbis tried to slide it to the net. Couldn't get it through all the traffic. And Schenkar, indirect feed, cut off by Lockhart, puts it back in. DeRazio able to kick it back up to his stick and get it over to Steffen. Kyle Steffen turning on Johnson. Johnson and Price both took him in. Lockhart takes the puck. Lockhart chipped it ahead towards Price. DeCumbis kicks it up to his stick, has Alexander with him, but DeCumbis elects to dump it around. DeRazio moved it back this side. Larkin with a good pinch to keep the puck deep, at least momentarily. Stone looks to go right back up that direction. Just decides to pitch it all the way out. And icing called against Binghamton. Face off all the way down. You see Kyle Steffen on your screen there. He re-signed back on November the 30th. He was originally done playing hockey, but then decided to come back in late November, started playing games in early December. 36 points in 31 games this season for the two-time Commissioners Cup champion. Comes up in his direction. Dietrich steps in front of him though. Stone taken in by Dietrich. Millette taking away as well. Stone gets it to Steffen. Tried to slide it out, but turned it over to Hakala. Steffen this time able to get it off the glass and out. Larkin turned it over. Sargis stopped by Cooper. Sargis still wheeling on the backhand. Couldn't get it through to the net. And now the Prowlers jump up on the rush. Dietrich working on DeRazio. Dietrich spun down. DeRazio trying to kick it out. He was knocked down by Millette. And it's Sirota trying to slide it to Sargis. Federley gets it off the boards all the way down. And icing called this time against the Prowlers. Reed Cooper had to come up big to bail out his defense. Larkin tried to go D to D. And a skill play from the veteran Sargis. Sargis spent his last 2 seasons in the ECHL with the Norfolk Admirals. Was Was a Danville Dasher for a couple of years. 2017 FPHL playoff MVP when he won a Commissioner's Cup with the Danville Dashers. Johnson, right wing side to Federley. Whips it across. Lockney tried to drop it back to Johnson. Weber got down to block it. Graham in front, looking for Federley. Bounces back to Graham. And that centering feed was taken away by Weber. Tried to toss it out. Cut off. Lockney on his backhand. Turns, looking for an option. Lockhart made a move and had it knocked off his stick. Weber, long lead pass, cut off by Lockhart. Can't go back in yet as Lockney is still in there. So he dumps it in cross corner. Prowlers touch up and get in on the forecheck. Bondarenko, indirect feed. Stubbs was tied up by Price. Alexander spinning away from Jansen. And now here comes Alexander. Gets in. Alexander tried to feed a pass over to Price. He jumped up in the air trying to find it. Puck ended up out of play. And we get a whistle and a face-off as Price went careening into the Black Bear net. You see the shifty Ryan Alexander getting up ice. Price selling out to try and glove that one down and get it to his stick. We'll see where they put this face-off. Do we have a penalty here? I believe a delay of game penalty is coming up here. Let's take a look at it again. I think the Prowlers are going to the power play. Take another look at this one. Alexander wheeled in. And, oh, right there, Durazio got it with his stick and batted it up out of play. So it's Austin Durazio who actually took the penalty, but the referees don't seem to know who's supposed to be in the box. And Emerson Emery is going to go. That's a big break for the Black Bears, as Durazio is one of their key penalty killers. But you see it there on the slow-mo. Black Bears' power penalty kill was 9 for 9 against Topeka, one of two teams with a perfect PK in round one, along with the Athens Rock Lobsters. Meanwhile, the Prowlers 2 for 9 in the quarterfinals against Blue Ridge on the man advantage. Alexander, Dietrich, Price, Larkin, Millette. This is the top unit for the Port Huron Prowlers. They scored both of the power play goals in round one. And Larkin works down the boards, got to Alexander, driving the goal line, tried it and stopped by Tomei. Dietrich bounce it up top. Millette had some trouble with it and Shankar gets it all the way down. Larkin takes the handoff from Cooper. Off to his right, Millette gives it back. Top two penalty killing forwards for the Black Bears out right now, Bondarenko and Stubbs. Ivan Bondarenko always looks for offense on the PK. He did right there. Bondarenko has the puck, got it over to Stubbs. Stubbs stumbled, and he's taken off the puck by Larkin with help from Millette. Left wing side, it's Price. Rink wide towards Millette. Millette gets in, peels back. Durazio, who's supposed to be in the penalty box, had it taken away. Loose puck, bouncing around still. Price able to keep it away from Stone, but only for a moment, as the Black Bears wrap it deep in the Prowler end. 52 seconds left on the Port Huron power play. They switch up the lines. Johnson goes off to his right to Federley. Back to Alex Johnson, right up the gut. Johnson weaves his way in. Graham tried to float it through. Over to the near side corner. Hakala for Lockney. This unit sets up. Lockney looking across. Federley walks in, drags, and is blocked by Kirkby. Johnson now lost it as his stick failed him. He tried to shoot, and the Black Bears get another clear. One last rush for the Prowlers on this power play. Lockney speeds past Steffen. Lockney slams on the brakes, lost an edge, and that will do it for this Prowlers man advantage. They're 0 for 1, and the Black Bears PK stays perfect in these Commissioners Cup playoffs. Parsons for Oregon fresh off the bench. Bucell tipped it through, but only to Sargis. And Sargis gets it in deep from the red line. Price able to chop it along. Cervoni into the offensive end, taken away by Parsons. Indirect feed to Cumbus, back for Bucell. Bucell works in. Bucell gets back to it. Got it up top. Oregon scored his first pro goal against these Black Bears back on Halloween. Oregon got the puck deep. It's Parsons trying to do the same. Now Millette lost it to Sargis. And Dietrich ran over the veteran Garrett Sargis. Oregon over to Parsons. Slip to Millette. Cross corner dump from the red line. Cervoni gets there ahead of Dietrich. Finishes his check. Cervoni gets it out right on the stick of Millette. Johnson now for Lockhart. Brett Lockhart speeds in, cuts across, looking for Lockney. Down low, Graham. Trying to find a pass in front. Graham steps out. Up top, Johnson had it hop over his stick. Lockney has it again for Graham. Wheeling in. Graham toe drags. Trying to get around Ramekers. Put it behind the net. Weber gets it there. Bondarenko able to touch it out. Under 2 minutes left to go in the opening period of game one. Goes into Black Bear territory. Now a stretch pass. Kirkby's in. Stopped by Cooper, but a penalty coming up. Holding called. And the Black Bears will go to their second power play of the game. They are 1 for 1. And we will take our final timeout of period one. Still 1-0 Binghamton. And you see the stretch pass to Kirkby. Looks like Larkin will be back in the box. This is the 2026 Commissioners Cup playoffs presented by Proper 12 Irish Whiskey.
Yeah, I don't know about this one, fellas.
Boys, we don't overcome adversity by backing down. But yeah, I don't know about this one.
That's reassuring.
We're so screwed.
All right, boys, here's the game plan. LJ, you start with bananas. B-Way.
Wait, why do I have to do the bananas?
Because you're the softest on the team.
I don't want the bananas.
This thing is gonna melt. We gotta hurry up.
I won't do it.
Okay, both of you. I will do the bananas and the whipped cream. Fets, please continue.
Who's paying for this anyway?
I am. I just bought my tickets for the Prowlers game this weekend, and the Milkhouse gave me 25% off my order.
Fets, why'd you buy the tickets? You're literally on the team.
For the discount.
So are you all ready to give it a try?
Oh, we're ready.
It's true. Get 25% off your entire order at the Milkhouse, October through April. Simply show your ticket stubs at checkout and enjoy your discounted treat.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Tonight's Chippewa Laundromat washed up player of the game is Connor McAnanama. Chippewa Laundromat, Port Huron's only multi-generational laundromat. Well, last year's Commissioners Cup playoff MVP, last year's FPHL Goalie of the Year, lost his net early this season to Dominic Tomei, who looks like he'll get the Black Bears going back-to-back for the Goaltender of the Year award. Certainly has a great chance. And now McAnanama sits on the bench in these playoffs. It's a heck of a luxury to have if you're the Binghamton Black Bears. CJ Stubbs goes back behind his net. Hands off for DeRazio. Stubbs now for Bondarenko. Back to Stubbs. Kicked up to his stick. Over to Bondarenko. Smushed to the glass by Favaro, who finds the puck but couldn't get it out. Kirkby up high to Jensen. Now DeRazio back to Jensen. Upped over his stick. Kirkby getting a rough ride in front from Nick Favaro. Lockhart gets to it, chases after the puck, gets it off the glass and out. This is the unit, by the way, for the Black Bears that scored in the their first power play goal. And if they don't score again before the end of this period, this power play will leak into period number 2. Now Reed Cooper asking the referee a question, as I believe Tyson Kirkby got his stick and swung his stick at Cooper. Coming up on the first intermission report here on the PHP Network, we'll take a look at the highlights from every Commissioners Cup playoff game from last weekend, both the Empire Division and the Continental Division in an Around the Empire format. If you're not familiar with Around the Empire, think of SportsCenter, only FPHL. Also take a look at some storylines from around the league, the out-of-town scores, and much more. It's all coming up. The intermission report right here on the PHP Network. Offensive zone face-off here for the Prowlers, shorthanded. They have one shorthanded goal in these playoffs. It was Reggie Millet's game winner from Game 2 against the Bobcats. Durazio to his left to Kirkby. Had it poked off his stick. Grabbed by Durazio. Stick handles in, save Cooper. Rebound goes off a stick and up out of play. The Prowlers swept it away from danger. Austin Durazio has some good hands. He was able to get his way to the front of the net here. Has a couple of swinging sticks. Johnson swept it away from the blue paint as Bondarenko was looking for it. Off the drop, Lockhart skates with it. Gets to the red line and dumps it in. Didn't need to get all the way to the red line, but that wasted just that much more time. Here's Alexander with a steal in the offensive end. Graham looking, and he sends it all the way back to Lockhart, who takes a look at the clock. 10 seconds left in this period. Headman feed missed Graham. Durazio lost an edge again. Favaro was outside the blue line when he got that puck, so he wasn't able to touch it again, and that will do it for period number 1 of game 1 of this semifinal series. Shots on goal favor the Black Bears 15-6, and they have the only tally so far. And right now, Matt Graham, the Prowlers head coach, is standing alongside our Brady Beaton.
Down here on the ice with Matt Graham. Graham, first period, they get the early goal. What were they doing early that gave you troubles?
Well, that guy right there makes the most money out of anyone in the league, so it's just crazy to me. He's a billionaire, so that fucking guy's just nuts. But, it was, I think we had to settle in a little bit. Once we did settle in, I think we were good. We had a lot of good zone time there at the end, a lot of opportunity. It wasn't a bad period. It wasn't our best for sure, though.
What's going to be the message going into the second period?
Yeah, keep playing physical with their billionaire players, and just do whatever we have to do to end up getting on the scoreboard and getting the win at the end of the night. It's it's a long game, right? It's 3 periods. It's only been 1 so far. I think it's a much different game than it was last weekend, and we were aware of that coming in. The biggest thing is just going to be making sure that we stick to it and keep fucking playing physical, keep going after them.
Graham, I always appreciate it. Good luck in the second.
Thanks.
Will, back to you.
Well, when you're doing live television, sometimes people who are not supposed to be on the microphone end up with their voices on the microphone, and that's what happened there. I didn't see which Black Bear that was that said something towards Matt Graham. There's the hit on Jesse Anderson early in the period. Anderson did not return to the game, and I don't believe I will get an update until probably after the game, but physical play certainly in that period. Well, coming up here on the PHP Network, we will take a look at the Commissioners Cup playoff highlights from last weekend, the FPHL storylines, out-of-town scores. Actually, it'll be the local sports scoreboard, so all your Michigan sports, as many as we can fit on there. It's all coming up next on the PHP Network. This is the 2026 Commissioners Cup playoffs presented by Prepper 12 Irish Whiskey.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold. Hungry?
Howie's!
Hockey is like a business. One missed pass can derail the perfect plan. Have Taft Consulting help you get your whole team on the same page. They have the expertise to help you follow through on all your goals. Find out how they can help you today by emailing taftconsulting@outlook.com.
Hey, Spike, my hip meds are costing a fortune. My humans are stressed, and they're pretending it's fine.
You're not alone, Max. My humans are cutting back on my flea and tick meds.
Ugh, tell me about it. My thyroid pills were draining the kibble fund until we found Global Pharmacy Plus.
Online stores? Are they actually cheaper?
Way cheaper. They save my humans 40% or more compared to those other big online sites.
My humans can finally afford on premium treats again!
Congratulations on your engagement again, man. You know, you should get some life insurance.
I never really thought about that. How would I do that?
We can help you with that at Zach Egan State Farm. Congratulations on getting married, man. Have you gotten a house?
We just got one, actually, yeah.
Well, if you want, we can help you out with life insurance at Zach Egan State Farm to cover your mortgage. Is Olin a year old now?
He is.
Wow. Have you guys got life insurance set up on him yet?
I haven't even thought about it yet.
Oh.
How would I go about that?
Well, we can help you with that at Zach Egan State Farm. High five?
Yeah, and we should have gotten life insurance years ago.
Hey, Ken. We've actually got a policy for people your age at Zach Egan State Farm. Give us a call.
Explore the 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron. That is Michigan's Thumb Coast. Discover charming coastal towns, serene beaches, and endless outdoor adventures. Stay at cozy hotels, paddle through pristine blue waters, and hit the fairways along breathtaking views. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
Back here at McMorran Place, it is 1-0 Black Bears through 20 minutes of play in Game 1 of the semifinal series. Let's take a look at what happened around the FPHL in the first round of the Commissioners Cup playoffs. Let's start on the Continental Division side. The Athens Rock Lobsters earned the top seed during the regular season's final weekend. They hosted the PD Ice Cats in Game 1, looking for their first series win in franchise history. It was back and forth in the first half of the game. Second period tied at 2. Alexander Leitkov puts the Ice Cats ahead, and they took that lead heading into the third. 30 seconds into the final frame, Nick Gullo in front doubles the advantage. 30 seconds later, Patrick Marcinkiewicz claps home his own rebound off the end wall. And then less than a minute after that, Jordan Popoff, who's already unpopular down in Athens, he makes it 6-2. 5 third period goals for the Ice Cats. They crushed the Lobsters in Game 1 and became the first 4 seed to win a playoff game in the FPHL's current divisional format. So PD was home for Game 2 with a chance to sweep and upset the Rock Lobsters in front of a raucous Florence Center crowd. They got things going late in the first. Elijah Wilson with a steal and score, and it's 1-0 Ice Cats. A few minutes later, this puck goes off of Houston Wilson on its way to the net. Marcinkiewicz took the original shot. 2-0 Ice Cats, and then Drew Welsh on the second chance opportunity, able to tuck it home. The beatdown continued all night as PD outscored Athens 15-4 in the series to topple the Continental Division's top team. The other matchup was a highly anticipated one between the Monroe Moccasins and Columbus River Dragons. The Mocs were seeing their first playoff action in franchise history and started on the road in Columbus. And it didn't start well for Monroe, trailing 2-1 after one. Alex Storjahan makes it 3-1 Dragons there early in the second. Later in that same frame, Kyle Moore is off on a breakaway, and he makes no mistake tucking it 5-hole. 25 seconds later, how about Kirk Underwood getting involved in the scoring? Dragons scored 6 unanswered goals to stomp the Moccasins before heading west for the rest of the series. The Mocs put Tyler Masternak in net for Game 2, and boy did he deliver, and he had to. As we get to the offense in the first period, Tucker Scantleberry, this was a chaotic goal, all kinds of stuff happening in the Dragons' end. Scantleberry makes it 1-0. Second period, Jared Christie on top of the blue paint, digging away, and he's able to muscle it home past Trevor Babin. And then seconds later, here comes Hagen Moe. He makes it 3-0 as he picks his spot. And that was all the offense the Moccasins needed. Masternak went 39 for 39 in a must-win to force a series-deciding Game 3. So here we go, do or die for both sides at the Snake Pit. 1-1 in the second. Kyle Moore, with his second of the game, just fires home the loose puck. Dragons in front. Moccasins got a power play seconds into the third. Kyler Matthews' shot gets through, past Babin through the traffic, and it's tied up again. Later in the period, another power play chance for Monroe, but Underwood, short-handed, scores the series-winning goal. And things got way out of hand after the Dragons hit the empty net to seal it. Columbus won in the first round as a 3 seed for the second straight year. It was a disappointing end for a Monroe team that had an 18-game win streak earlier this season. Moving to the Empire Division side, the back-to-back defending champion Binghamton Black Bears were the top seed, and they faced the Topeka Scarecrows, who made the playoffs in their inaugural season. These divisional opponents did not face each other in the regular season. It was 2-0 Binghamton after one. Here's CJ Stubbs walking in and scoring a power play goal late in the second to make it 3. Third period, Stubbs again on the man advantage. And the Black Bears were rolling. It was 4-0, but here come the Scarecrows under 5 to go. It's now 4-2 after that Stephen Klink goal. When we get to the final minute, Jacob Gagnon puts a prayer on net, and it finds its way in. It's a 1-goal game in the final minute, but the comeback just fell short, and Binghamton started its title defense on a high note in its first ever game in Topeka. Black Bears got a hot start again in Game 2. They led 3-0 after the first. We start here early in the second. Garrett Sargis tucks home the 4th goal. A 4-0 lead for the Black Bears for the second straight game. Topeka tried to make a comeback again, though. It's 4-1 in the third. Stretch pass for Gagnon. He rips it home. Make it 4-2. And maybe the Scarecrows getting some momentum, but no. Seconds later, Tyson Kirkby pretty much ended the series right there as the Black Bears put an end to Topeka's inaugural season with relative ease in a 2-game sweep. They awaited the winner of the Prowlers and Bobcats. First time these teams ever met in the playoffs. Fort Huron had home ice advantage for the first time since 2018. So Game 1 was in Virginia. So in the second period, 1-0 Blue Ridge. Denver Craig able to walk in and slide it home, and he makes it a 2-0 lead. The Prowlers made a comeback, 2-1 late in the period. Vinny DeCumbis puts it home, and it's all tied up at 2 heading into the third. There, Bobcats got a 5-minute power play. Demid Pedrasov cut to the middle and ripped that one past Reed Cooper, but then Reggie Millette able to tie it back up, and we got the first overtime game of the 2026 Commissioners Cup playoffs. Almost shot blocked off the back wall. Centering feed in front, it bounces in! and the Bobcats take game 1 on a Nick Stuckless overtime winner. Nick Stuckless made sure the Bobcats didn't lose a game in which they never trailed, as they win the first playoff overtime game in franchise history. Prowlers had their backs against the wall in game 2 at home. Bobcats elected to switch to Greg Hussey in net in this one. It's 1-1 early in the second, Blue Ridge on the power play, but here comes Reggie Millette, short-handed, backhand shelf, and the Prowlers are in front. Later in the period, right off a face-off win, R2 Hakala slides it low and makes it 3-1 Port Huron. Then, Austin Federley all by himself. That was the end of the night for Hussey. The second period explosion kept Port Huron's season alive and set up a series-deciding Game 3. And that final game was an absolute thriller. Early in it, Bobcats on the power play, the puck bounces in, credited to Hugo Koch, who was signed earlier in the day by Blue Ridge after being claimed off waivers. Lead held into the second till Reggie Millette found Lucas Lockney on the back door. McMorrin Place explodes, and it's a tie game, and it was still tied nearly halfway through the third. Puck comes to the side of the net. Bobby Price there to put it in, and the Prowlers have their first lead of Game 3. Less than 2 minutes later, Ryan Alexander makes it a 3-1 game. Prowlers went on to win both games on home ice to take the series in 3, outscoring Blue Ridge 9-3 at McMorrin Place. So we take a look at the bracket. On the Continental Division side, the 3rd and 4th seeds both advance. Columbus won Game 1 in South Carolina, so now they head home with 2 chances to get to the Commissioner's Cup final. Meanwhile, the Empire Division features a rematch of last year's semifinals, which the Black Bears won in 3 games. Whoever comes out of the Empire will have home ice advantage in the Commissioner's Cup finals. Game 1 of that series between Port Huron and Binghamton will continue next on the PHP Network.
Welcome to the new era of Prowlers hockey. New owner, new store, new horn, fire, projectors on the ice. Yeah, this isn't your dad's McMorrin experience. This is Prowlers hockey. Get your tickets for the show now at phprowlers.com/tickets.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PHProwlers, and Twitter at PHProwlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
From Prowlers Hockey, presented by shot. Welcome back to the 2026 Commissioner's Cup playoffs, presented by Proper 12 Irish Whiskey. Binghamton Black Bears with a 1-0 lead on the Port Huron Prowlers through 20 minutes of play of Game 1 of this best-of-3 semifinal series. Let's take a look at some storylines from around the FPHL and some front office movement this week. And we start with the Twin City Thunderbirds and a move that's not too surprising to some. John Batita has retired as a player. He will now become the head coach of the Thunderbirds to replace Steve Harrison. Batita served as the team's captain for the past 4 years, has been a player assistant coach for a long time with that organization. And now he moves on to the coaching ranks and he takes the top job. Bobcats, meanwhile, have a shakeup in their front office. They part ways with their first ever GM in franchise history, Jimmy Milliken. There are rumors of who will replace Milliken. I will not go into them because they are all unconfirmed as of my last check, but what is confirmed by the organization, Milliken no longer there after the Bobcats failed to get out of the first round each of the last 2 years. When they finally made the playoffs, they missed the playoffs in their inaugural season. How about the Columbus River Dragons taking a 1-0 series lead after a 3-1 Game 1 win down in PD. And you saw the highlights just a few moments ago, and the Dragons now will have 2 chances to advance at home and get to the Commissioner's Cup Finals for the first time since 2022. Those are your Thumb Rust Control FPHL storylines. Now let's take a look at our local sports scoreboard, as we are the only game in the FPHL tonight. So we'll go and start with Major League Baseball, a thriller for the Detroit Tigers, who moved to 10-2 at Comerica Park as Jahmai Jones hit a pinch hit home run in the 8th to tie the game at 4, and then Spencer Torkelson with a walk-off home run. Tigers beat the Brewers 5-4, moved to 14-12 this season. Again, 10-2 at Comerica Park. Can't get much more local than the school across the street from McMorran Place as St. Clair County Community College, better known as SC4. Their baseball and softball teams were in action today, and the baseball team had a doubleheader against Macomb Community College. They fell 6-1 and 12-5. Meanwhile, the softball team also had a doubleheader. You see the 3-1 score in the first game of that doubleheader. And the second game, they fell 12-2 down at Macomb. Of course, here, Prowlers trailing the Black Bears 1-0. A local sports scoreboard is presented by Love After Hours Boutique and Boudoir. Use code Prowlers for 15% off at Love After Hours. Let's turn our attention back to this game with our Gunther Graphics game stats for this one so far. Black Bears up on shots 15-6. They are 1 for 1 on the power play. They will have some brief power play time to begin period number 2. Prowlers 0 for 1 on the man advantage. And they'll need a strong second period to come out and get themselves tied up in this game. A 2-0 lead against these Black Bears would be a huge hole to dig. So it's a big cliche in sports media, but the next goal is a huge one here in game number 1. See the Black Bears taking the ice, led out by Dominic Tomei, who wasn't too busy in that first period, but he did stop all 6 shots that came his way. And the fans serenading the Black Bears as they head out onto the ice. You know, Section 9 is in the front of that. And right on top of it, as always, Prowlers will be heading out in just a moment, but here we see Austin D'Orazio trying to assist in that first period. Here come the Prowlers, led out by Reed Cooper. 14 saves on 15 Black Bears shots in the opening 20 minutes for Cooper. And he kept the Prowlers in this game for long stretches. Fans getting loud for period number 2. Black Bears have 18 seconds of power play time to work with. I did not see Jesse Anderson come out of the tunnel and rejoin the Black Bears bench. Again, no official update on Anderson at this point. Who could get the first one for Port Huron? Actually, pardon me, that is incorrect. Jesse Anderson is on the Binghamton bench. He just stood up and I saw him. So Jesse Anderson has returned to the bench for the Binghamton Black Bears. Standing over next to Connor McEnany. You see him there on your left with that full face shield. Period 2 is underway here from McMorran Place. And again, still about 12 seconds left on this Black Bears man advantage. Swept to the top, it's Stone. Deep to D'Orazio. D'Orazio backdoor look, trying to find Jensen. Johnson cut it off. And here comes Hakela with Larkin out of the box. Hakala gets in, curling drag shot, hit the crossbar! Tecumseh's back on net, and Tomei able to hang on. R2 Hakala almost beat Dominic Tomei from way out. He did in fact beat Tomei, but he could not beat the iron. Second post in this game for the Prowlers. There you see it, dink off the iron. Reggie Millet's line out there against Tyson Kirkby's line. And Kirkby snaps the draw back. Ramakers rims it around in Swain's direction. Swain gets in, pushes past a couple of Prowlers. Behind the net, Kirkby tried to sweep it in front. That didn't work. Kirkby now, to go low to high, gets it to the point. Quick shot blocked. Dietrich was surrounded and then knocked down by Ramakers. Ucell across to Organ. Sends a cross-corner dump. Prowlers in the midst of a change. And here is Jesse Anderson, who left the game in the first period after taking a hit from Jamie Bucell. Former teammates, they fought in Binghamton. And Bucell, from what I've been told, is actually going to be in Jesse Anderson's wedding. Here's Favaro with a shot over top of the net. And Bucell, in that fight, actually the reason Anderson is wearing the bubble tonight, it was not due to the hit earlier in the game. No friends on playoff ice though. As Favaro gets it ahead, tipped in by Lockney. Cervoni gets to it behind his net. Tried to wheel ahead, Lockney chased him out. Puck lands in the Prowlers zone, and it's Lockhart. Reverse behind the cage for Tecumseh. Johnson took a hit from Stefan. Sirota up top, quick shot blocked by Lockney. Loose puck. Alexander gets to it. Slows up, Alexander cuts in with a shot, missed high. It came back off the wall and landed on top of the net. And we get the whistle. Prowlers looking to go high on Dominic Tomei here. It almost worked for R2 Hakala. There's the chance from Alexander. He looked like he was going high glove. It almost carried him back. But ended up on top of the net. And we get an offensive zone face-off for Port Huron. Off the drop. Bondarenko able to work out, blanketed by Price. Comes hard off the back wall. Johnson and Jansen cancel out. Stubbs handed off to Mac Jansen. Stone with a long-range shot. Swallowed up by Cooper. Now face-off will go down in Prowler territory. Cooper way out of his goal crease aggressively to make the stop. So you got some contact from Stubbs and Price on their way through. No harm, no foul as Lockhart tried to rim it around. That was the plan at least. Didn't get all the way through. Lockhart instead tries the far side. Stone pinches in on Price. Stubbs hands off for DeRazio, working downhill. The shot stopped by Cooper. Rebound's available. Pinballs around, still loose, and Cooper finds it and covers. Bondarenko was knocked down. Stubbs also took some shoves. And teams have to be separated again by the linesman. And I think Bondarenko may have gotten his stick in on Johnson there. Linesmen are going to talk about it. Take a look. Yep, there's Bondarenko. Little spear on Johnson. Wasn't much. Fans hoping their team will get a power play, but doesn't seem to be trending in that direction. Here's a look at the whole sequence. Oh, maybe now it is trending in that direction. Ivan Bondarenko is heading towards the penalty box. Referee Jonathan Paradise over there, chatting with his referee partner, Jonathan Satarski. And seeing Bondarenko step in, and they react accordingly. Prowlers 0 for 1 on the man advantage. Black Bears perfect on the PK in these playoffs as Kirkby chatting with Satarsky. Austin Federley there as well. But an early power play in period 2 and a chance to tie the score. Austin Federley laughing at whatever Tyson Kirkby was talking about. Let's take another look at watch. Bondarenko's stick right here. There you see it, underneath the pants of Johnson. Maybe Johnson sold it a little bit. May have caused him to lose his balance as well, as the linesman was also holding on to him, but Bondarenko can shake his head all he wants. Face-off will come down in his team's end, and the Prowlers send out their top power play unit. Alexander and Kirkby on the draw. One back to Larkin. Loads it through, save to May, rebounds there, and cleared by Anderson. And Anderson gave a shot to Dietrich behind the play. Meanwhile, Cooper has to swing it around the wall away from Shankar. Larkin settles the puck down. Millette, rank wide feet, too far in front of Price. Alexander takes over. And the turn away from Kirkby, who took it from him. Now Larkin, chased by the Black Bears captain. Larkin wheels ahead, keeps on chugging. Larkin sends it all the way around. Alexander waiting for it. And Price couldn't get to it, Kirkby clears. Good start for the PK for the Black Bears. Minute 10 left on the Prowlers man advantage. And they start to switch up the unit. Johnson will start from behind his net. Johnson in no hurry here as time ticks away on his power play. Federley goes off the far boards. Johnson skates into it, and he dumps it in. D'Orazio got there first, clapped it around. Federley just couldn't keep it in at the line. Prowlers have to regroup. Federley moves right up. Wrapped it down and around. Not past Hakala. Stone chips it ahead to Jansen. Gotta go back to Stone. And Dan Stone off sides at the Prowler line. 30 seconds left on a Port Huron man advantage that hasn't gotten much going. They'll switch back to the first unit. They got one shot on their last power play. They have one shot here. They say Jansen was offside there. Alexander won the face-off back. Price taps it to Millette. Now for Larkin. Had some trouble. Able to get it to Price before Sirota could get there. Stephan able to take it from Bobby Price. This aggressive Black Bears penalty kill is giving the Prowlers some trouble. 10 seconds left on the penalty. Millette's pass couldn't find Price, and that'll about do it for the Prowlers' second power play of the game. And nothing doing on the man advantage so far. Prowlers facing a defensive zone face-off, 4 seconds until Ivan Bondarenko rejoins the players on the ice. Face-off, one back by the Black Bears. Fanning on the shot, though, was Ramekers. Ramekers skates in, trying to go backdoor. Cut off by Stubbs. And Cooper able to hang on. Ramekers was looking for Jansen, who was on the backside. Prowlers had 4 forwards and a defenseman out there, and that may have messed with the assignments a little bit. There you see Ramekers take it all the way through to him. Cooper able to stand up Stubbs. As Mac Jansen would have had a good look for his second of the game. Stubbs drawing against Bucell. Stubbs able to push it back to D'Orazio at the point. Just flips it back deep. Johnson gets there first, right up the strong side. Stubbs steps in front of Cumbus. This play towards the net taken by Lockhart. All the way up to Federley. Works in. Trying to go back in front. Bucell, the shot! Stopped by Tomei. D'Orazio on the counter. Chased by Bucell. D'Orazio couldn't dangle through Johnson. Federley able to one-hand it out. Stone wraps it back around Prowler territory. Bucell around to Lockhart. Looks all the way up to Federley behind everyone, but he was over the blue line and offside called against the Prowlers. We've played 5.5 minutes of this second period. Still scoreless, or still 1-0 Black Bears. Scoreless in the second. The Prowlers have rang iron. This is the 2026 Commissioners Cup playoffs presented by Prepper 12 Irish Whiskey. Fans trying to get their team a goal here. Doing everything they can from the stands. 14:30 left in period 2. Still a 1-0 Black Bears lead. Will Wiggleman back with you on the best broadcast in the FPHL. I can claim that because they gave us an award for it. Face-off here will be to Reed Cooper's left. Play Prowlers hockey has been the mantra for Port Huron in these playoffs. Fans have taken to it. Fans trying to get the puck out of their zone here. And it goes up out of play. Now those signs, as well as the banner that you saw there on your screen behind Reed Cooper's net, were created by Lance Thorpe of Thorpe Printing Services. And he just kind of made that himself after Chris Mullen's interview following game 2 against the Blue Ridge Bobcats. And it's kind of taken off. There's a shot that goes wide. Hakala sent it only as far as the line. Weaver moves it back down and around. Lockhart gets there first. Sends it ahead, tipped along by Graham. Weaver chased by Lockney. Got it over to Sargis, who batted it out. Johnson back ahead. Johnson now goes back to his defense partner, Brett Lockhart. Weber sweeps it up the near side. Sargis off the boards, tapped out. Swain waiting for it at the Prowler blue line. Couldn't get it deep cleanly. Larkin towards Hakala, who just touches it to the neutral zone. Cervoni slides it through. Here comes Kirkby, the shot gobbled up by Cooper. Face-off down in Port Huron's end. Looking for a pregame meal, Zip Sauce Burger is located in the Industrial Park Marathon. Zip Sauce, the official burger of the Port Huron Prowlers. There it is, that big sign, play Prowlers hockey. Over by the upper suites, down on the east end. Kirkby and Millette on the draw. Kirkby snapped it back. Anderson, a shot, punched up in the air. It's knocked down, and it lands for Kirkby. Anderson again, slides it through, deflecting. Pad save, Cooper. Bucell off the boards, not out. Good leaping play by Ramakers. Swain gets it deep. Comes all the way around. Uccelli would chip it past Ramakers. Kirkby sent it back in. Delayed offsides against the Black Bears. Kirkby and Dietrich were tied up over by the Binghamton bench. Here's Parsons sending it in and heading after it himself. Anderson took a check from Dietrich, took the puck. His centering feet blocked away by the active goal stick of Dominic Tomei. Prowlers had numbers streaking down the slot. Price. Off the back wall to Parsons. Got through Oregon, comes up to Alexander. His pass is behind Bobby Price though. Jensen gets it back in deep. Oregon bumps for Alexander. And Ryan Alexander looks to start up ice. Chips it to Price. Try to keep it going for DeCumbis. Price gets it down and around. It's all the way to the near side. Durazio the first one on it. Durazio squeezed off by Price, and Favaro takes the puck. Larkin slipped it through. Couldn't find a teammate. Came all the way out to center. Larkin took it away from Stubbs. They battle. Now Stone over to Durazio. Turns towards the boards. Durazio spins back from Lockney. Now to Stone. Lead pass tipped in by Jensen. Cooper out to play behind his net. And Larkin up to Lockney, tipped out, banged back in by Cervoni. 11.5 to go in the second period. Favaro or Lockney, now to Graham. Then send Favaro in. Now here come the Black Bears. 2-on-1, Sargis trying to go towards Weaver, diving play by Larkin. Turnaround shot by Steffen, blocked by Lockney, it's out of the zone. Now Cervoni again. Couldn't get it up to Steffen cleanly, but Kyle Steffen got into the Prowlers' end. Favaro up to Federley, he tips it in. Tomei for Weber. Sargis sent it along towards Steffen, out of his reach. Johnson backpedals, got it to Millette, and now Bucell knocked down by Sargis. Black Bears looking for a change, they'll get it here. As Johnson just tosses a backhander all the way down. Dietrich thought he won the race, but they give Anderson and the Black Bears the icing call. Let's take another look here at that 2-on-1 opportunity and the diving play by John Larkin to prevent the play at the net. Sargis tried to get there, and then Lucas Lockney blocked a turnaround try by Kyle Steffen. Lockhart chips it up the boards. Lockhart tied up with Emerson Emery, number 10. Johnson now. On his backhand ahead to Millette. That goes off a stick and into the Binghamton bench, out of play. 10:20 left in the Hungry Howie second period. Still a 1-0 lead for the Black Bears. They got a power play goal from Mac Jansen just 5:18 into the contest. Top two teams in the Empire Division going head to head here. Second straight year in the semis. Ramakers dumps it around. Emery now deep towards Kirkby. Staple to the boards. Swain pulls it out of the scrum. Swain trying to fight his way to the middle of the ice. Emery towards the net. Hit a body. Price knocked his man down. That was Ramakers who was pinching in from his defense position. Centering feed knocked away by Cooper. Quick shot. Stopped by Cooper. And Emery got too close to Cooper. And things will heat up again. Kirkby now lands on top of Reed Cooper. And now Jesse Anderson jumps diving in. And everybody gets involved. Cooper just escapes out of the crease. Vinny DeCumbis was going after Tyson Kirkby after he fell on top of Reed Cooper. Prowlers trainer Bridget Smith is coming out to check on Cooper. We'll see what penalties we get from here. we see the first battle in the corner. Cooper makes the save here, and then Emery makes contact with Cooper. Oregon gives him a shove, and DeCumbus and Kirkby right in front of the net. And Kirkby just fell on top of Cooper. And DeCumbus didn't like that. He's going to defend his netminder all day. We will figure all this out and hopefully have more details when we come back. This is the 2026 Commissioners Cup Playoffs, presented by Prepper 12 Irish Whiskey.
Hockey is like a business. One missed pass can derail the perfect plan. Have Taft Consulting help you get your whole team on the same page. They have the expertise to help you follow through on all your goals. Find out how they can help you today by emailing taftconsulting@outlook.com.
Explore 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron in Michigan's Thumb Coast. Begin your adventure on a blanket of golden sand at one of our serene beaches. Connect with the historic atmosphere of our region's nautical influence and reconnect with friends under a blanket of stars. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
Back here on the PHP Network, Prowlers still trailing 1-0. As you see a sea of red behind me, it is red out, and here are the playoff shirts that have been sold, especially for tonight, saying "Play Prowler Hockey" and the Commissioner Cup logo on the back. There's only a handful left in the team store. So if you want to get your hands on these red, really one of the few red shirts we have in the team store, make sure to get it now because there's not a lot left. If you do want to get it sleeveless, you might have to do that yourself. Back to you, Will.
Brady with his DIY uniform tonight. The sleeveless playoff shirt. There you see 2 in each penalty box. It's Kirkby and Anderson on your left, Price and DeCumbus on your right. No penalties have come down on my sheet yet. Nothing is on the board, so it looks like this will all cancel out. We take one more look at that whole skirmish. Comes after the save. The Emery there makes contact with Cooper. Oregon grabs him. Kirkby made his way towards the blue paint. DeCumbus grabs him. And Kirkby fell on top of Cooper. DeCumbus giving it to Kirkby in the net. That probably just gave everyone 2 minutes for roughing and said, cool down. That's one of the fun parts about hockey. Roughing could just be anything you want it to be. As here comes Stone, sending the puck in deep. Navarro right up the strong side. Hakeala settles it down, tried to make a pass to Graham. That didn't work. Durazio jumps in front of it. But as he skated back in, offside called at the line. Two for roughing for each DeCumbus and Kirkby. 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct for Price and Anderson. Brett Lockhart tried to send it over to Johnson. Ends up on Stone's stick. Now it's Durazio getting to the red line and dumping the puck around. Johnson gets to it. Lockhart slid it ahead looking for Lockney. Passes behind him. Stone over to Durazio as that top defense unit. Back out there again for Binghamton. Johnson trying to spin. And now here comes Durazio, sidesteps a check from Millette. Lockney just plays it back. Cooper tried to hand off for Johnson. Jansen was right in there. Lockhart sent it ahead. Alexander picks it up fresh off the bench. Ryan Alexander tied up by Bondarenko. Got it to Dietrich. Dietrich over to Alexander, and that was blocked away by Stone. Here comes Durazio. He took a check from Hakeala. Hakeala trying to cause the turnover. Gets it to Alexander on the goal line. Alexander walks up the boards. Favaro kept it at the line, got it back deep, but only for a moment. As Durazio is able to toss it out. Jansen with Sargis. Jansen just pitches it deep. Larkin kept it away from Sargis. Bucell tried to slide it along, couldn't do it. Loose puck in the neutral zone, hooked at by Steffen. Now Ramekers for Sirota. Lead pass brought in by Sargis, and he wraps it all the way around. Favaro around behind to Larkin. Swept ahead, Hakelik tried to keep it moving, kept in by Ramekers. Puck's in the slot. Sirota had it poked away by Graham. And it's back in the neutral zone. And punched deep again by Kyle Steffen. Larkin sweeps it around the boards. Millette gives it off to Graham. Graham working on Weber. And Weber took it off of Graham's stick. And here comes Swain the other way. Bodies flying in the neutral zone. It was Sirota who got knocked down. He just recollects his stick. And now here come the Prowlers. Lead pass from Morgan to Lockney, touched in. Stone steps out, chased by Millette. And Millette got slashed by Weber behind the play. And the Prowlers are going to their third power play of the game. As Millette was chasing Dan Stone, watch Weber gets his stick in on Millette right there. And the Prowlers will head to the man advantage with under 7 minutes to go in period 2. Though Weber now having a conversation with Brian Parsons over by the penalty boxes. And to be separated by linesman Jeremy McWalter. Well, the Prowlers are on the ice, so grab a glass of Proper 12 Irish whiskey. Proper 12, the official shot of the Port Huron Prowlers. Please drink responsibly. You may have seen there on the penalty box cam that everybody else was let out of the sin bins. So now Weber, the only one in there. Tyson Kirkby with another conversation being had with Jonathan Paradise, the referee. Alexander and Kirkby on this face-off. Puck is down, and Larkin has it at the point. Wrist shot, gloved and held by Tomei. Black Bears clearing the Prowlers from the front of their net. Slashing again, the call against Weber. Black Bears still a perfect penalty kill in these playoffs. Larkin slipped it down for Price, gave it back. Now Millette looking back to Larkin, sends it through, blocked. It also hit Price. Price has it on the half wall, turning, looking down low, cut off by Stone. Shankar gets to it, and he wraps it around to the far side. D'Orazio and Alexander got there together. Larkin kept it in and sent it back this way. Millette waits for it. Right on goal, save Tomei. It's clapped out. And all the way down, Cooper gets there with Shankar bearing down on him. Minute 13 left in this Prowlers power play. Loose puck, Stubbs with a shot blocked by Larkin. Stubbs grabbed it off the turnover. Here comes Price. Off to his left, Alexander walks with a shot, and he missed high and wide. Millette kept it in at the line. Millette walks over to Larkin. Now to Millette straight away with a shot blocked. Price gets to it. Larkin. Millette. Larkin again. Over to Alexander. Dietrich. Sharp angle try. Couldn't catch Tomei off his post. And now Bondarenko starts to skate. Able to get it out. Larkin right up towards Alexander. Had to knock it down. And Jesse Anderson finishes the job, getting it deep in Prowler territory. 20 seconds left in what's been the most dangerous looking Port Huron power play so far of the night. Touched along, it's Graham. Into the offensive zone, plays it to an area, Lockhart's off the bench, drags, lost the puck, Gave it to Johnson with a wrist shot, missed wide. Lochte back on net, it's blocked. Lochte again to Lockhart on his backhand. Try to turn it on goal, blocked, and here comes Durazio with Weber. Two Black Bears defensemen enter the offensive zone. Weber pushed it around behind the net. Stefan taken in by Heikkila. And now Lockhart moves it around in Bucel's direction. Took a hit from Stubbs. Stone at the top with a wrist shot, missed wide off the back glass. Alex Johnson now for Port Huron. 4:15 left in period 2. A couple players go tumbling, and we have a penalty coming up, tripping the signal, and it looks like again against Binghamton. Prowlers will go to their 4th power play of the game when we come back, as Mac Jansen may have gotten a little slew foot in there on Alex Johnson. This is the 2026 Commissioners Cup Playoffs, presented by Proper 12 Irish Whiskey.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold. Hungry Howie's.
Back here in Port Huron, Prowlers spirit getting the crowd going. They want their team to play some Prowlers hockey here. Another power play for the Prowlers, and that TV timeout comes at a good time for Port Huron. They're able to get that top group some rest and get them right back out there. 3 shots on net for the Prowlers on that last man advantage. All 3 from this for this fivesome. Alexander will draw against Kirkby. Off the drop, Price slid it down to Alexander. Reverse back to Bobby Price, and up top it's Larkin. Back to Price, working off the half wall. Price bounces it to Larkin. Millette to the top, Larkin gloved it down. Here comes Shankar with a shorthanded break. One-handed, stopped by Cooper. Shankar pointing, so are the Black Bears. They thought that dropped in. Referee disagrees. We'll get a face-off all the way down in Port Huron's end. 1:35 left on the Prowlers' power play. Although the referees are talking about it. There you see them, Jonathan Satarski and Jonathan Paradise. And are they going to look at this one? Looks like they are going to take a look. Or at least they are having a conversation about it. And now they will officially look at the iPad. Let's take another look ourselves. And this will be the best view. That overhead look. Same one the referees are looking at right now. There's the save. And it's impossible to tell where the puck is. That's not the puck, that's Cooper's leg pad, the black in the net. I don't think you can tell where the puck is here. And you see Shankar pointing immediately, thinking that that one was in. But the review continues. And I think it might be inconclusive here because I didn't see the puck at all during that. See if we can get another good look at it. Actually, they're coming out of the box here, and no goal indeed is the call. So it stays a 1-0 game as they confirm the call on the ice. Again, I didn't see anything conclusive. I didn't see the puck really at all, but Jacob Shankar does have the only shot on goal during this Prowlers power play. Black Bears doubling up Port Huron in shots right now, 24-12. Brent Sherwood is having a conversation with the referee here. And now we're set to go. Matt Graham's unit out there now for Port Huron as Kirkby will draw against him. Graham won it back, and Federley starts things up. Across to Lockney. He skates back to where the pass came from. Graham couldn't get it deep, and Kirkby clears. Johnson, reverse away from Shankar. Federley lead pass to Graham at the blue line. Played it over to an area knocked down by Stone. And good hand-eye coordination from Dan Stone, able to get it out. Federley. Hekala tap to Lockney. Lockney skates in. Tried to feed it to the outside, but couldn't do it as he was tied up. Stubbs and Federley chasing after the loose puck in Prowler ice. Stubbs wheels with it. Took a hit from Graham, knocked down. Federley played it back into Stubbs. And finally it's jarred loose. 38 seconds left for the Prowlers to work with on this man advantage. Larkin to his left to Alexander. Ryan Alexander flipped it down deep. Ramekers gets to it. Bounces it around this way. Dietrich beats Anderson to it. Millette on the half wall. Millette floats it through, looking for a friendly stick. Comes to Alexander. Gets away from Sirota. Down to Dietrich. Centering feed. Price fanned on it. And it's cleared out one more time. Sirota took a slash away from the puck from Millette. And Reggie Millette is going to the penalty box. So the Black Bears now to their third power play of the game. They're 1 for 2. As a penalty away from the puck just as that Port Huron man advantage expired. There's a chance for Price, just fanned on it, then watch Millette right there. That sent Sirota down to the ice, and that was the penalty here. And they do call it slashing as well. Now Johnson and Kirkby having a conversation. Reed Cooper now at the Prowler bench. There's Johnson and Kirkby again. Well, stick around for the second intermission report right here on the PHP Network. We'll have highlights and analysis from this one so far. Keeley's Corner, the out-of-town scores, and much more. It's all coming up right here on the PHP Network. Brady Beaton and I will break this one down so far. Reed Cooper, as he's been throughout these playoffs so far, the best Prowler again. Off the drop. Black Bears couldn't set up. Johnson tried to take it from Kirkby. Kirkby got it back, and he wrapped it around the boards for Stubbs at the top. Durazio walks into with a shot that's blocked by Johnson. Moved around to the far side. Stubbs, Durazio, back to Stubbs. Tried to pass, he fanned on it. Graham had it for a moment. Graham has it now, and he's just able to push it out. Quickly it comes ahead to Stubbs. Across the blue line, DeRazio walking in, over to Stubbs. Centering feet, looking for Jensen, taken away. Here comes the Compass on a short-handed breakaway. He's stopped by Tomei. And back the other way come the Black Bears. It's Kirkby with options, centered, but couldn't find DeRazio. Stubbs down to Kirkby. Jansen up high to DeRazio. Now for Stubbs. Trying to go back to DeRazio, that's picked off. Price meandering ahead. Shot sticked away by Tomei. DeCumbis gets there first. He canceled out with CJ Stubbs. 48 seconds left to go in the period. 10 seconds between the penalty clock and the game clock. As Sargis on his backhand missed wide on the short side. Caroms around to DeRazio. Over to Swain. Walks in with a shot. Stopped by Cooper. 30 seconds left in the period. 20 on the penalty. Stone right off the bench. Make the one-timer. Stone floats it through. Stopped by Cooper. He covered, or he didn't cover up. He gave a shove towards Bondarenko. Now Bondarenko trying to get after Reed Cooper. Favoro is going to have none of that. Now Ivan Bondarenko has to be steered away from some angry Prowlers. Chance for Reed Cooper from the Prowler faithful. We take another look. Cooper made the save, and I guess Bondarenko was too much in Cooper's grill. So he gave Ivan Bondarenko a shove. We'll get a face-off down in Cooper's territory. He's trying to get the crowd going. Let's see if we can look back at that save from Tomei on the other end. That shorthanded chance for Vinny DeCumbis. Let's see if we can look back again at that save by Tomei on DeCumbis. Shorthanded, actually. We'll get to this face-off first. We'll get to that highlight in the intermission report. So you'll want to stick around and see that one from all angles. Now Sargis asked to leave the face-off circle. Actually, no, he just got a warning. He'll be back. Draw against Bucell, try to win it forward. Got it back deep. Lockhart lost it to Swain. Steps off the wall. Swain tied up. Couple of diving players. Here's Millette with 3. Millette with 2. Just sends it right in on Tomei. And that will do it for period number 2. Millette and Ramaker's getting into it a bit here. Over in the Binghamton goal crease. And we head to period 3 the same way we started 2. 1-0 Black Bears on the strength of a Mac Jensen first period power play goal. See the Prowlers head off the ice. Black Bears will as well. Shots in that second period favored Binghamton 11-9. They're up 26-15 in that department for the game. They see Jesse Anderson having a chat with Jonathan Satarski. Our Brady Beaton is just about set to have a chat with Prowlers captain Austin Federle.
Down here on the ice with Prowlers captain Austin Federle. Fetz, that was a back and forth period. You had chances, they had chances. Scores stayed the same. What do you take away from that 20 minutes?
It's just two teams going head to head that are really good at what they do. Hopefully we can find the back of the net here and tie the game up, but we just got to keep doing what we've been doing all year.
You've had some small misses. You know, you hit a post once, you just missing the corner. I mean, what's the difference between finding that extra inch or maybe getting one that rings out?
Yeah, it's just a game of inches, right? Keep going to the net. We have our secrets, you know, that we've found out about them that they don't do well, so let's keep hammering those.
What's the message going to be going into the third?
Everything we got, eh? We got to win on home ice. You got to steal one on the road to advance, but you got to win at home.
Crowd's ready to pop off. Let's give them something to cheer about.
Absolutely.
That's Austin Federley. Will, back up to you.
Thank you, Brady. And we get set for this second intermission report right here on the PHP Network. Once again, coming up, we'll have highlights and analysis from the first 40 minutes of this one. 40 minutes down, just one goal. And we head into period 3, the 1-0 Black Bears lead. We will also get our Keeley's Corner for the night, the out-of-town scores, and much more. It's all coming up right here on the PHP Network. Have you checked out the Prowlers team store? It's located on the southwest end of McMorran Arena, or available online anytime at shop.phprowlers.com. And now I know we have some fans of teams who may not be playing in this game watching us tonight. That doesn't mean we don't have something for you. That's right. We have FPHL League pucks. We have Continental and Empire Division pucks. We have FPHL League t-shirts and pint glasses as well. So no matter who you root for, you can find something with your team's logo on it only at the Prowlers team store. Scan that QR code on your screen to visit the online shop or type in shop.phprowlers.com. We will be right back here from McMorran Place. This is the 2026 Commissioners Cup Playoffs presented by Proper 12 Irish Whiskey.
Come on, guys, hop in.
We're not getting in that thing. That thing's gross.
Yeah, I wore my nice pants today. This thing could use a detail.
Well, I don't know. Do you know anybody who could detail a boat?
I think that guy could.
Hi, I'm Logan from Ballard's Detail. I can detail your boat.
From oxidized and faded to smooth and glossy, our professional compounding and waxing process will get your boat looking new again. Contact us today at 810-956-8318. Visit us on Facebook at Ballard's Detail LLC.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rearview mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Hello, I'm home.
There he is.
What is happening?
Relax. We won. They brought back the snack wrap. Spicy or ranch?
Spicy.
Yeah, go. Yeah. Just one little bite. Can you stop? Oh, sorry.
Gather your crew. Snack Wrap is back.
This isn't working. LJ, pass me those flyers. No look behind the back pass. It's a whole play. I'll say, come on. Gap up. Close the gap. Close the gap. What are we saying? This isn't working. We need a shift change. Let's bring in the professionals.
Head over to the Birchwood Mall for your shopping and entertainment needs. Hop on the carousel, shoot some hoops, or visit some of their great stores such as Gerlach's Woodworks, where they specialize in handcrafted wooden decorations. Add to your fan cave a Prowlers theme creation. Upgrade your bathroom at Luxury Bath Mobility Remodelers. They can fully customize your bath or shower to fit your needs, and they also do flooring. For the sports fan in your life, pick up a unique gift from Pro Edge Sports. Jam-packed with all kinds of memorabilia. There's something for everyone. And it's not a trip to the mall without Auntie Anne's pretzels. Grab a freshly made full-size cup of pretzel bites and wash it down with some frozen lemonade. At the Birchwood Mall, you can find this and more. Visit them on 24th Ave in Fort Gratiot.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hi guys, we just stopped at Industrial Park Marathon to get some fuel and some snacks before the Prowlers game at McMorran.
Nice. Yeah, we just stopped by here at Industrial Park Marathon so I can get a Slurpee before the game.
Wait till after the game. If the Prowlers score 3 or more goals, Slurpees will be free.
Thanks for the info. I'm going to get my Slurpee after, but we'll see you at the Prowlers game.
See you at the game. Go Prowlers!
Yeah, I don't know about this one, fellas.
Boys, we don't overcome adversity by backing down. But yeah, I don't know about this one.
That's reassuring.
We're so screwed.
All right, boys. Here's the game plan. LJ, you start with bananas. B-Way.
Wait, why do I have to do the bananas?
Because you're the softest on the team.
I don't want the bananas.
This thing is going to melt. We got to hurry up.
I won't do it.
Okay, both of you. I will do the bananas and the whipped cream. Fets, please continue.
Who's paying for this anyway?
I am. I just bought my tickets for the Prowlers game this weekend, and the Milk House gave me 25% off my order.
Fets, why'd you buy the tickets? You're literally on the team.
For the discount.
So are you all ready to give it a try?
Oh, we're ready.
It's true. Get 25% off your entire order at the Milk House, October through April. Simply show your ticket stubs at checkout and enjoy your discounted treat.
Back here at McMorran Place, Prowlers trail the Binghamton Black Bears by a score of 1-0 through 40 minutes of play in this Game 1 of the 2026 Commissioners Cup semifinals over on the Empire Division side. Will Wiggleman alongside Brady Beaton here with you up in the broadcast booth. And Brady, it's been as tight a game as you might have expected. What are you seeing down there? What are you feeling from both benches?
Yeah, so early on, it really felt like, Binghamton came out, that early goal just kind of sucked the air out of the building. It was a deflating goal. But I think the positive for Port Huron is when they scored, it kind of felt like Binghamton was, all right, cool, we'll roll the puck out and we'll go get a win. We've done it however many times this year. But Port Huron stayed in, and I think the frustration started to grow a little bit for the Black Bears, where, man, they can't quite put them away, I even was talking with a few people down by the tunnel and just saying, like, even if they went through the second period scoreless, it adds a little more pressure. Man, the Prowlers are sticking around. We scored so quickly into this game, and we can't quite put them away. The Prowlers have had chances, and it feels like that belief's starting to grow. You heard Fetz, he was saying, like, man, got to give this crowd a reason to cheer, and they are coming within inches. And if they get one, look out. That's going to swing all the momentum. Binghamton's going to be on their heels.
Well, let's take a look back at that goal. It was early in the first period, 5:18 in. Black Bears got the game's first power play. They were able to work it around, and it comes off a rebound in front, and Mac Jansen able to slide it home. And Jansen with his second goal of these Commissioners Cup playoffs, both have come by way of the power play.
Yeah, and it's not a bad net battle out in front, just couldn't tie him up enough. I mean, you see him reaching out with one hand and just kind of swats at it. That's why you go out in front. I mean, that's how Matt Graham scored a lot of his goals, and that's how you score them in the playoffs. Very rarely are they pretty. I mean, we talked about it ad nauseum the last series, that's how you find a way to generate offense here. And, since then, Reed Cooper's been Reed Cooper, been fantastic. Tomei has been what he's been all year long, and really coming in, did you expect anything else than a battle of the goaltenders?
No, I mean, these are two of the best goaltenders in the FPHL. Let's take a look at some of the saves Reed Cooper has made so far in this one through 40 minutes of play. He's been the much busier of the two goaltenders. And you'll see some pretty good stops in here. That was the first shot of the game, started right off the jump.
And that was just positioning, right? Like, he didn't react. He was setting himself up to succeed there, where his pad was right where it needed to be.
Pad right where it needed to be that time, and that one would not have counted as Jansen kicked it back on goal, but either way, Cooper is able to make the second stop. Good overhead view of that one, that was a kind of flubbed shot, popped up in the air, and Cooper was able to fight it off with his glove. And that was one of the most dangerous chances. This was a pass that didn't get through to Mac Jansen. If it did, that would have been a much tougher save, but Cooper able to stand up CJ Stubbs. And there's a long-range wrister, but still plenty of traffic in front of Cooper.
Oh, yeah, and again, go back to positioning. He did not see that puck. He was not sure where that is, but he put himself in a good spot. He came up to the top of the crease to cut down the angle, and it finds its way to him. And the other thing I like that he's doing, he's controlling the rebounds well. Even when he doesn't hold them, he's kicking them to the corners, not putting them right on a tee because, well, if he puts a rebound right back out in front, against this team, it's probably ending up behind him.
And again, that's how the Black Bears scored their first goal. But on the other end, Dominic Tomei has also been great, and he had to make his best stop on that Black Bears power play when Vinny DeCumbis came down shorthanded. And on a shorthanded breakaway right near the end of that period. Unfortunately, don't have the highlight right now, but DeCumbis, off to the races. That was the Prowlers' best chance of the game so far.
Yeah, and sometimes when the Prowlers have struggled to get some shots off, but yeah, here it is. And the Prowlers have had a couple of looks. That one at the end of the period, but to me, sometimes when you don't get a ton of shots and it's consistent, it's hard to stay locked in. You hear some goalies that, not that they like to get peppered, but when they get consistent shots, you can get into a rhythm. Sometimes when you go lengths of time without a shot, sometimes you just let your guard down a little bit. And to me, there's a reason he's in between the pipes for Binghamton.
Absolutely. Again, he's been their best player all season long. That's saying a lot for a team that has a lot of talent, a lot of great players. But again, there's also some scrums like near the end. Reed Cooper was getting involved in the scrums. He gave a shove to Ivan Bondarenko, and that really ignited things towards the end of that period. But there was a lot more going on in his crease as well throughout the frame.
Yeah, and you can tell it's the playoffs because they're still being chippy, but they haven't completely lost the plot, right? Like, you'll get a little bit of this, but maybe in the regular season, it's all helter-skelter and it breaks loose. Here, they're keeping it at least a little tame, and no one's going completely over the top with anything. They're doing a good job. Still playing physical, but not doing anything crazy that's really going to hurt the team. Hey, both sides have probably taken more penalties than they would have liked at this time, but no one has taken maybe that mental lapse penalty where, someone just takes a hack at a guy. I mean, the Binghamton did have the one back in their own end after the big hit, but both sides have walked up to the line, but very rarely have crossed it.
And again, some good saves from Tomei in this one. Prowlers have also hit a couple of the post, a crossbar in this one. They've gotten so close a couple of times, including Artu Hakala hitting the crossbar in that second period.
Yeah, just got to keep firing on net, right? You can't get frustrated. I mean, hey, it's going to happen. It is a game of inches. It's a cliche, but that it is what it is. They've had some decent opportunities. They've struggled with some controlling the puck at times, but yeah, this was the best chance of the night.
Here's the breakaway for DeCumbis as all the Black Bears got caught down low, trying to go blocker side, and the pad save made by Dominic Tomei, and it stayed 1-0 in favor of the Black Bears. We'll take a timeout when we come back. Check out the upcoming schedule, the rest of the schedule for this series, Keeley's Corner, and much more. We'll also drop the puck on period number 3. It's all coming up next. This is the 2026 Commissioners Cup Playoffs presented by Proper 12 Irish Whiskey.
Welcome to the new era of Prowlers hockey. New owner, new store, new horn, fire, projectors on the ice. Yeah, this isn't your dad's McMorrin experience. This is Prowlers hockey. Get your tickets for the show now at phprowlers.com/tickets.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
On Prowlers hockey. Shot. Welcome back here to McMorrin Place. The Prowlers trail the Binghamton Black Bears 1-0 through 40 minutes of play in Game 1 of this semifinals. A crucial Game 1 as the next two will be in Binghamton. The Black Bears have not lost a playoff game at home in franchise history. Let's take a look at the rest of the schedule for the series. That is tonight's Keeley's Corner, presented by Full Metal Mel. And the series will shift to Binghamton on Saturday. And those times are wrong. The times for the rest of this series, 7 o'clock on Saturday, then 5 p.m. on Sunday, if necessary. And the winner will move on to the Commissioner's Cup Finals. That is your Keeley's Corner, presented by Full Metal Mel. Well, we are the only game going on in the FPHL today, so let's take a look at our local sports scoreboard, presented by Love After Hours Boutique and Boudoir. And it's all bat and ball sports here. We start in the majors, where the Detroit Tigers moved to 10-2 at home. They got an 8th inning pinch hit home run from Jahmai Jones, and then a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th from Spencer Torkelson. And the Tigers get the win over the Brewers 5-4. Get some SC4 athletics in here. The Skippers baseball team dropped a pair to Macomb CC today. They lost 6-1 in the first game and 12-5 in the second. Didn't really have much of a chance in either in that second game. They gave up 8 runs in the first inning. Meanwhile, the softball team also having a rough doubleheader against Macomb CC. They lost 3-1 and 12-2. And that 12-2 game was called after 5 innings. So add it all up, the Skippers bat and ball clubs going 0 for 4 today. And of course, here the Black Bears lead the Prowlers 1-0 through 40 minutes of play. The out-of-town scoreboard, or the local sports scoreboard, is presented by Love After Hours Boutique and Boudoir. Use code Prowlers for 15% off at Love After Hours. Let's turn our attention back to this game and take a look at our Gunther Graphics game stats here. And the shots 26-15 in favor of Binghamton. They have the only power play goal of the game, the only goal at all in this game. Again, 7 combined man advantages and just 1 power play goal. Black Bears PK continues to be perfect in these Commissioner's Cup playoffs, as they are now 13 for 13 on the PK, and they've kept the Prowlers power play from looking dangerous really at all during this game. And they've controlled the special teams. We'll see if the Prowlers can find something here in the thirds. Those are your Gunther Graphics game stats. Gunther Graphics, your go-to guy for logos, websites, and branding. Take one last time out. When we come back, teams will hit the ice for period number 3. It's all coming up next on the PHP Network.
Welcome to the new era of Prowlers hockey. New owner, new store, new horn, fire, projectors on the ice. Yeah, this isn't your dad's McMorrin experience. This is Prowlers hockey. Get your tickets for the show now at phprowlers.com/tickets.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
On Prowlers hockey. Shot. Welcome back here to McMorrin Place. Fans getting loud as both teams are hitting the ice for period number 3. Black Bears led out by Dominic Tomei, who's been a perfect 15 for 15 so far through 40 minutes. Connor McAnanama had a couple of shutouts, a few shutouts in last year's Commissioner's Cup playoffs, but again, he is on the bench as the backup. Reed Cooper and the Prowlers head out onto the ice. Cooper's been phenomenal. 25 of 26 so far in this game. Prowlers have won 5 straight home playoff games. They represent the only loss the Black Bears have had in 3 postseasons, including this one. That was last year in this building. Fans are getting ready. There's Reggie Millette. He leads the Prowlers in points in these playoffs with 5. And how about the Beer Tower is back down in Suite 3. Millette's line starts the CJ's third period. He'll draw against CJ Stubbs, the top line, out there for the Black Bears. And we are underway in the final regulation period of Game 1. Dan Stone gets the red line, wraps it all the way around. Kept in, Durazio blast off of Cooper's glove. Stone gets it back down deep. Bondarenko let it go through. Jensen tried to go down low, came back up top. Durazio's shot floated over top of the cage. Larkin muscling with Stubbs. Dietrich made a play on the puck. Here comes Favaro with Dietrich. Favaro takes the shot, he just missed. And it goes off the end boards, out of play. Not sure if Tomei got a piece of that one or not. Those have seemed to be the most dangerous chances for the Prowlers in this game, just stepping over the blue line and ripping it on Dominic Tomei. They've hit a crossbar that way. As Johnson sends the puck deep. Alexander with his head up. Switches directions on Kirkby. Tried to slide it to Price. Couldn't get it there. Johnson back down low. Comes around. Alexander gets there first. To Cumbus. To Price. Off his skate. As the pass was in his feet. And the Black Bears get it back into Port Huron's end. Almost a turnover there. Diving play by Lockhart. Gets it to Johnson. Kirkby chased by Price. They swept it ahead to Shankar. Working in with Swain. Shankar's shot off a stick and wide. Good play by Parsons. Chopped out by Lockney. And that hit somebody on either the Prowlers or the Black Bears bench. And the faceoff will be deep in Port Huron territory. Minute 24 gone in period number 3. The only goal you see on the board was scored 5:18 into the contest. Power play goal for Mac Jansen. Cam Cervoni walks in with a shot, knocked down by Cooper. Rebound batted around. Lockney able to slide it out. And Graham, with 5 Black Bears between him and the offensive zone, drops it off for Parsons, who played keep away from Sargis. Parsons taken down. Now Hakala goes back to Parsons. Tipped in by Lockney, and Weber flags it down behind the net. Swung it up the strong side. Sargis floated one all the way across, knocked down by Federley. Sirota brought it in, but offsides at the line. And now Lockney and Sirota get tied up. Let's go Prowlers chants from the McMorran crowd, looking for a reason to explode. Stubbs and Millette on this face-off again. Larkin trying to move it up. Batted in by Jansen. Larkin and Favaro both beat Stubbs to the puck. Favaro slid it to Federley. Favaro gets the pass back. Favaro works in, and he left the puck behind as he went to put it in a shooting position. Larkin bats it out of the zone. Comes to Stone in his own end. Now DeRazio. Pass to Stubbs to the outside. Bondarenko's a man in front. It's Jensen who just touched it wide. Dietrich chips it around Bondarenko. No, DeRazio got to the puck. He couldn't dangle Favaro. And here comes Dietrich. Over to Millette. Millette cuts in. Delays. Tried to hand off for DeCumbis. That was stolen away by Bondarenko. Now Millette lost an edge. Swain trying to work in. Good play by Oregon. One-handed along by Brian Parsons. Kirkby across. Jesse Anderson took a hit from Millette, who ties him up. Puck's underneath. DeCumbis able to pull it out. Shankar all over him, and now Price with it. And it knocked off his stick, gets it back. Price keeps on chugging. Popped up in the air, knocked down. Alexander on it. And now DeCumbis is down on the ice. Shankar came right over to, not to check if DeCumbis was okay, I'm sure. We take another look here as DeCumbis heading back to the bench under his own power. You see that right leg of Tyson Kirkby takes out Vinny DeCumbis. Little leg on leg there from Kirkby. And we'll get the face-off outside of the Black Bears' end. Graham and Kirkby on this face-off. Lockney sent it back to Lockhart. Tipped in by Lucas Lockney, comes all the way around. Popped up in the air, and it ends up in the sweets out of play. They say it was deflected out, so no delay of game penalty that Alex Johnson wants, and looks like that can tower was knocked over. Alexander now will draw against Kirkby. And now conversation being had is about 21 seconds ticked off the clock here at McMorran Place. We have 16:20 on our clock. Right now it says 15:59 here in Port Huron on the big board. I'll have to reset that. And they set it to 16:19. Every second counts in a game like this. Can Tower being rebuilt as the faceoff is sent around the boards. Got past Johnson, no icing here. Comes all the way to Lockhart. He swept it ahead to Dietrich in the neutral zone. Hard to find Price, who has to get back after it. Price one-hands it around to Alexander. Swept up top. Johnson back down low. Ryan Alexander. Trying to move it deep. Alexander still with it. Trying to attempt on net. That hit some bodies. And Lockhart settles it down. Prowlers look to move back up on the attack. It's Favaro for Heikkila. Trying to slide it ahead. Batted back by Ramekers. Favaro revs the engines. Here comes Favaro. Around the net. Tried to wrap, and a save made by Tomei. Pitched all the way down. And icing called here against Binghamton with 15:19 left in regulation. Take another look at one of these early opportunities for the Prowlers here in the third. The wraparound from Favaro. Tomei there in plenty of time, able to get it with his blocker. Graham won the faceoff to the wall, had his stick lifted and back on net. And Tomei reaches up to grab it. Anderson and Federley having some extra words. There you see the puck out of play from a little while earlier. Prowlers have switched to the Alexander line. He wins the faceoff back. Oregon able to bat it back deep as that puck was bouncing towards him. Parsons pinches in on Sargis, keeps the puck alive. Moved around to the near side. Price chasing after Steffen. Popped out. Alexander in front. Couldn't find Dietrich as Weber tied him up. Popped out to the middle. Alexander cuts in with a shot. Save Tomei, and he doesn't leave a rebound. And then Alexander was sent helicoptering down to the ice. We'll take a timeout. 5:14 gone in period 3. Prowlers trying to pounce on turnovers. They still trail 1-0. This is the 2026 Commissioners Cup playoffs presented by Proper 12 Irish Whiskey.
Hi, what can I get for you?
I'd like some McMorrin fries, please.
All right, that's going to be $4. Okay.
She shoots, she scores with the new Prowlers debit card.
Don't you have somewhere to be? The game's on.
Get your Prowlers debit card only at Flagship Community Federal Credit Union, located on Lapeer Road in Port Huron. Flagship Federal Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
It's towel time here in Port Huron. Crowd getting loud here at McMorrin Place. Their team hoping to give them something to cheer for. They have an offensive zone face-off and a chance to do it. Stubbs and Graham on the draw. Comes to the middle, batted at, and moved out of the Black Bears' end. Larkin puts it right back in, off to May's glove. Federley around towards Graham. Graham wins the battle, tried to go back to Federley, cut off by Stubbs. Federley for Graham, all the way up top of our blast, and a save made by Tomei. Kept in. Federley hustles after it, along with Jensen. Pulled off the half wall, kept in for a moment by Larkin. Or it's tossed out. Favaro flags it down. Favaro's in with a chance, and he's stopped by Tomei. The biggest save of the game for Dominic Tomei. Larkin keeps it alive. Stubbs taken in by Lockney. Comes up top. Good job by Larkin to knock it down. Larkin around the net in front. Came all the way through. Alexander back pass to Cummins. Goal steered away by Tomei. Larkin keeps it in again. Trying to float one through. That didn't work. And a diving play by Bondarenko. Gets it out of the Black Bear end. Prowlers in the midst of a change. Here's Bondarenko, the rising shot. Missed high as the Prowlers almost got caught in a bad change there. Swain for Ramekers. Shankar touches it in deep. Cooper plays it back where it came from. Millette, that's it down to Lockhart. And now Johnson. Swain gloves the dump out, down. Millette taken in by Shankar. Kirkby now kept it moving for Swain. Swain looking. Taken by Millette. He muscles Swain off the puck. Those two wrestle each other down to the ice. Prowlers go off the glass and out. Dietrich hustling to it along with Anderson. Dietrich wins the race, left it there, and Ramaker is the first one back for Binghamton to get to it. Hopped over Parsons' stick. Oregon back in the Prowler end, trying to get it out, could not. Stefan, Sirota, shot blocked. Lands over by the Zamboni door. Kept in at the line, hard off the back wall. Parsons grabs it there, up to Graham. Try to send it to an area. It was on the stick of Cervoni. Weber, saucer pass out. Glove down by Oregon. Slipped it up to Hakala. Right in on Tomei. And he hangs on. Call Frazier Building Company at 810-364-2766. Or visit FrazierBuildingCompany.com for all of your construction needs. From thought to finish, together we build a home. Tomei building himself a great game tonight. 20 saves on 20 shots. Reed Cooper down at the other end, 27 of 28. He's been fantastic as well. His face-off is coming outside of the Binghamton end. Off the drop. Stone for DeRazio at the red line, wraps it around. Went off the referee, right to Millette. Soft pass, Favaro able to shovel it ahead. Stefan takes over. His shot sticked away by Cooper. Kicked along. Hakala with a toss out. Bucell couldn't get around Stone. And now it's Larkin. 11:20 left to go in regulation. Tipped in by Graham on Tomei, and he gathers it back in to hang on for a whistle and a face-off. There's the chance for Stefan right along the ice, and Cooper with the goal stick keeps it a 1-0 game. Graham and Stubbs on this face-off. Stubbs won it back. Jansen around, kept in by Federley. Graham behind the net, looking in front, takes the shot, and Tomei makes the save. So he hugged that post. Graham trying to get on Stubbs. Anderson with it, gets it out. Lockhart up to Lucas Lockney. Jesse Anderson down on a knee, played it with his glove for a moment. Now Bondarenko had a chip by him by Lockney. Lockney by himself, his team in the midst of a change. Lockney trying to fight off Ramakers. Slid up the wall and poked out by Bondarenko. Oregon over to Parsons. Gets the red line and wraps it around. Ramakers keeps it moving. Glove down by Oregon at the top. Shot on net, patted away by Tomei. Dietrich off the wall to the point. Parsons a drive, just slipped wide. Price back on net. Somehow it wouldn't go as Tomei slid back. Oregon back on goal. Save Tomei. We get a whistle and more extracurriculars. Shankar trying to get after Dietrich. Dietrich has no interest, it seemed, but at least for a moment. Now the linesman will separate them. Jacob Shankar may have gotten himself a penalty here. Grayson Dietrich heading back to the Prowler bench. Jacob Shankar to the penalty box. We take another look here. Things heated up. Dietrich gave the shove to Swain, and then Shankar after Dietrich, who was skating away, and Shankar just kept going after Grayson Dietrich. And that was enough. So the Prowlers, to their 5th power play of this game, they are 0 for 4. And a huge opportunity in the 3rd. Dietrich's unit will not start. First time the Prowlers starting with Matt Graham's unit in this game on a power play. Graham won it back. Lockney to Johnson. Down the wall, Federley. Chased by Jansen. Graham behind the net. Floats it up top. Lockney And his backhand slipped it down to Federle. Looking in front, sharp angle try off the post. Federle up to Johnson and just slipped under his stick. Federle across to Lockney. He wheels in. Down and around it goes, got past everyone. And out of the zone. Millette is fresh off the bench. Looks to wheel up, so drops it off for Larkin. Prowlers finishing their change here. Only 4 Prowlers on the ice right now. Finally, Price hops the boards. Here comes Alexander. Alexander trying to split through, knocked down, and Tomei covers up the rolling puck. We'll take a timeout past the midway point of period 3. 1:05 left on a Prowlers power play. They trail 1-0 in game 1 of this semifinals. This is the 2026 Commissioners Cup playoffs presented by Proper 12 Irish Whiskey.
Discover everything banking should be with Advia Credit Union, like earning real financial advantages. You can earn up to $1,000 with your new account. Plus, save an average of nearly $4,000 in interest when refinancing. Get started with a low-rate credit card balance transfer. Enjoy easy access to your money, anytime, anywhere. Make the switch today at adviacu.org/real people. Advia Credit Union. Real advantages for real people.
Back here on the PHP Network, still 1-0 Binghamton here in this first game of a best-of-3. The biggest sign that the Prowlers have settled in and are really starting to play Prowler hockey, first period, they gave up 15 shots. Since that first period has ended, just 13 in over a half hour of hockey. They're starting to settle in, playing well on their own end. Now, on the power play, they've got to find a way, whether it's pretty, whether it's ugly, get one by Tomei and even this game at 1 and get this crowd on their feet. Will, back to you.
Dietrich, one-timer, in and out of the glove of Tomei, as he almost did it right there. Dietrich didn't get all of that puck as he tried to blast it, and Dominic Tomei came over and made a glove save. 45 seconds left on the Prowlers power play. Lead pass missed everybody, including Price. Ramakers couldn't chop it out. Dietrich with it. Now this pass blocked by Ramakers. Now Alexander takes over. To the back, Larkin. Over to Millette. Turn, shoots, and missed wide. Alexander, low to high again. Larkin walks, let it go and missed high. That one took a funny hop. Anderson gets to it, couldn't get it out. Millette backpedals down low, bouncing puck just went wide. Anderson, one last clear, and the Black Bears survive. And it's still 1-0, 8:10 left to go in regulation. Graham over to Lockney, kicked it along. Federle turned and sent it in. Federle trying to take it from Sargis. Got it down and around. Stone up to Steffen. He slides it out. Sargis and Lockhart get there together. Now Steffen swung it to the middle, cut off by Federle. Trying to send Graham on his way. Pass was just too far ahead. And that is an icing against the Prowlers. CJ's Bar and Grill keeps the kitchen open until 1 a.m. and gives you a 10% discount for wearing Prowlers gear on a home game day. It's the perfect place for all of your post-game celebrations. Tension in the air. Just one of 53 shots taken in this game has gotten past a netminder. Has to be over 2 hours of real time since we saw that goal. Off this drop, it's Stone with a wrister deflected over top of the net. Federley gets it only as far as DeRazio at the line. Federley this time able to work it out. Lockney towards Bucell. Puck was behind him. Skipped up, and Cooper elects to cover. It's Sirota right there, and Arlington will have to separate everybody again. Prowlers will not be allowed to change here. Cooper has to fix his mask out of this face-off deep in Prowler territory. And again, they are not letting the Prowlers change here. So John Larkin has to skate back off. Mixed pairing on for Port Huron. Tied up on the dot. Turnaround shot. Swallowed up by Cooper. And now Port Huron will be able to get the change they were looking for. It was Jansen was the game's only goal with the turnaround try that reached Cooper. There's another stick in Cooper's grill. Off the face-off win, Jesse Anderson, shot blocked by Hakala, muscles off Anderson, and the Prowlers work up. It's Larkin at the red line, sending it all the way around. Hakala and Anderson come together. Poked up the boards and knocked out. Here comes Jansen, and it's taken off his stick by Larkin. Hakala back to Favaro. Hakala couldn't bring in that pass. Plays it hard off the board. Swain on goal. Covered up by Cooper. The Prowlers with another missed pass here. That's been a bit of a theme for them in this game. Just holding the sticks a bit too tight possibly. That one just handcuffed R2 Hakala a little bit. Swain to the top. Cervoni, shot sticked away by Cooper. Alexander couldn't get it up the wall. They get it to Price. Has Dietrich breaking. Sent it that direction. Diving play by Weber, kept it away. Kirkby sends it back down deep. Shankar and Lockhart after the dump. Johnson, high toss out. Weber up the boards. Couldn't be kept in by Price. Shankar got to send Kirkby up. Instead, it's Dietrich turning back in. Dietrich lost the handle. Sent it behind the net. Price for Alexander. 6 minutes left to go in regulation. Alexander cycling for Dietrich. Taken in by Cervoni, and Shankar knocked the puck out of the zone. Oregon got it tipped along by Hakala, and Kirkby the next one on it. He deposits it into the Prowler end. Oregon ahead to Hakala, another wave coming for the Prowlers, but it's Sargis is able to bounce it back. That is an icing against Garrett Sargis and the Black Bears. Oh, a face-off down in Binghamton's end. Time ticking on that bench. Maybe a little too fast for their liking. Sirota and Millette in on the face-off. Comes to the boards. Federley takes DeRazio in. Pin there. DeRazio just happy to waste the time. He comes out with it. DeRazio slid it to Sargis. Larkin takes over for the Prowlers. Now Bucell gets it deep. Tomei to Stone. Steffen had Larkin pinch in on him down the boards. Steffen trying to force it through, and it just does come out. Hakala hustles it down there. Favaro to Hakala. Bounced out. Sirota trying to turn with it. Now it's Steffen. getting the puck deep. Nick Favaro with some skating room, he'll take it. Now he goes up to Lockney, who tips it in. Stone takes over, chased by Hakala. And Stone, lead pass, touched in by Bondarenko. Now it's Johnson, wrapping it all the way around, right into Stubbs. He hands off for Jansen, pass off of Price's stick. Anderson, off the boards, taken by Graham, try to drop it back. Stubbs picked it off, has help going to the net. Jansen flags it down the corner, right on goal, and it's covered up by Cooper. We'll take our final timeout of period number 3. 4:13 left in regulation. It's still a 1-0 Black Bears lead. You're watching the 26 Commissioners Cup playoffs presented by Proper 12 Irish Whiskey.
Discover 1195 Gastropub in Marysville. Burgers, pizzas, apps, and pub favorites like filet mignon and grilled salmon. Open Monday to Friday, 4 to 9 p.m., weekends 12 to 9 p.m. Join us for happy hour, Monday to Thursday. Enjoy half-off bottles of wine every Wednesday, and don't miss Thirsty Thursday with $4 draft beers. Great food, cold drinks, good times. That's 1195 Gastro Pub.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
We invite you to tune into our next broadcast. That will be Saturday, April the 25th, for Game 2 of this best of 3. Puck drop from Binghamton scheduled for 7 p.m. The pregame show starts at 6:45. It's all right here on the PHP Network. 4:13 left in regulation of Game 1. Austin Federley trying to implore his fans to get up and get loud. Off the faceoff, Ramakers with a shot over top of the net. Bobby Price went tumbling, he lost his stick. Now he's defending without one. Here's a one-timer blocked by the stickless Price. Kumbis trying to get it out. Kirkby on his knees, gave it to Shankar, drags it through, and a stop by a sliding Johnson. Let's go Prowlers chance coming down from the crowd. Kumbis played it to an area. Johnson and Swain hustling after it. Johnson up to DeCumbis. DeCumbis dumps the puck in and heads after it on the forecheck. Ramakers one-handed around in Shankar's direction. Popped up in the air, batted at, and it lands right in front of Jesse Anderson. I think the Prowlers touched it with a high stick. So the next one to touch it, Dietrich, that draws the whistle. We'll keep an eye on Reed Cooper down the goal crease to our right. See when the Prowlers elect to pull him for an extra attacker. Graham and Stubbs on this face-off. Graham won it back clean. Larkin for Federley, who touches it in. DeRazio sweeps it up the strong side. Federley and Stubbs battling. DeRazio had it knocked off his stick. DeRazio from his knee got it to Bondarenko. He sends it all the way down. This will just go far enough for an icing with 3:03 left. And there is Reed Cooper, who's been the Prowlers' best player in this game. 30 saves on 31 shots so far. Dominic Tomei trying to be 3 minutes from a playoff shutout, which would be the first in his pro career. Behind the net, Price on his backhand in front. It sits there, batted around, and Jansen clears. Larkin. Up for Price at the red line. He's able to get it deep with Swain leaning on him. Wrapped around the boards. Swain chips it out. Bondarenko gets to it. Bondarenko is shot stymied by the combination of Johnson and Lockhart. Kirkby flung it right into Bondarenko. Dietrich now turns and heads up ice when we approach 2 minutes to go. Kirkby took it off of Dietrich's stick. Now Lockhart lost it to Kirkby, who's wasting more time. Kirkby to Sargis, had his shot blocked by Lockhart. Came back to the middle of the ice. Millette collects, under 2 to go. Prowlers move ahead. Millette dangles in. Millette, back pass in front, came all the way through. Jansen tosses out. Parsons up to Millette. Millette steps in. Over to Bucell, behind the net, tried the wrap, off the post. Federley to Millette, centering feed, taken away, and cleared all the way down. And icing called against the Black Bears with 1:27 left in regulation. Prowlers got close here. A former Black Bear, Jamie Bucell, that close. Just needed to take the extra step. Reed Cooper is on the bench. And I believe no timeout called here. Cooper's on the bench. 6-on-5 attack for the Prowlers. Puck is down. Bavaro. Down and around it goes. Jansen gets to it. Larkin pinched in. Sargis just gets it out. Bavaro settles down in neutral ice. Federley down the boards. Lockney hunts for it. Graham looking up top. Bavaro, wrister off the glove. Federley bats at it. Knocked down by DeRazio. It pops high up in the air again. Lands in the near side corner. Kirkby forced it around. Kept in by Federley. Federley around Stubbs. Federley up to Larkin. Back pedals. Larkin shoots. And it's blocked by Kirkby to the empty net. He misses. And that's, or thought it might be an icing. No icing. 35 seconds left. Here comes Larkin. Up to his left. Price right in on Tomei. He gloves and drops. DeRazio claps it around. Bucell back in neutral ice with 22. Bucell pitchforked it ahead. Bumped back out again. Bucell trying to get it in. Here comes Millette. Millette around the net. Millette trying to tuck it. It sits in front. Hakala knocked down. Puck is loose. And the Black Bears survive game 1. A 26-save shutout for Dominic Tomei. And the Prowlers will have to win both in Binghamton. Prowlers going to salute their fans here, and they hope it's not for the final time. But they'll have to do something historic. Black Bears have never lost in the playoffs at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. Prowlers will have to do that not once but twice. And the Prowlers salute their fans at the end of game 1 here. And of course, our prayer circle at the center dot. And you have to feel for Reed Cooper, who did everything he could in this game. The only goal comes 5 minutes and 18 seconds into the first period. Mac Jansen on the power play. That's the game-winning goal tonight. The Black Bears take it by a final score of 1-0. Coming up in the post-game show here on the PHP Network, we'll have highlights and analysis, the final game stats, locker room reaction, and more. It's all coming up next here on the PHP Network. We will take a break. This is the 2026 Commissioners Cup Playoffs, presented by Prepper 12 Irish Whiskey.
Are you sick of asking somebody else to live your own life? I'm Josh with the Franchise Guys. If you're ready to quit your job or build your empire, I'll help you trim down my 800 franchise brand partnerships down to a few that fit you, fit your goals, and fit your budget. With options from senior care to airplane detailing, there's an opportunity for you. Owning a franchise can have up to a 90% success rate. That's better than job security. With the systems and support of a franchise, you won't be making all those costly mistakes as you would if you started your own business from scratch. And with options as low as $6,000 to get your own job-replacing business, there's no better option for you than to book a free call with me and my team. Visit GoFranchiseGuys.com. Stop dreaming about a better life and go live it.
Come party where the Prowlers party at Hamlin Pub. With 10 locations including locally in St. Clair, Richmond, and Chesterfield. Hamlin Pub is the best place for your hangout. Watch the Prowlers or your other favorite sports teams on their mini screens throughout the pub and get your weekend going with live entertainment every Friday and Saturday. Come party like the Prowlers at Hamlin Pub.
Hey Spike, my hip meds are costing a fortune. My humans are stressed, and they're pretending it's fine.
You're not alone, Max. My humans are cutting back on my flea and tick meds.
Ugh, tell me about it. My thyroid pills were draining the kibble fund until we found Global Pharmacy Plus.
Online stores? Are they actually cheaper?
Way cheaper. They save my humans 40% or more compared to those other big online sites.
My humans can finally afford on premium treats again!
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hi guys, we just stopped at Industrial Park Marathon to get some fuel and some snacks before the Prowlers game at McMorran.
Nice. Yeah, we just stopped by here at Industrial Park Marathon so I can get a Slurpee before the game.
Wait till after the game. If the Prowlers score 3 or more goals, Slurpees will be free.
Thanks for the info. I'm going to get my Slurpee after, but we'll see you at the Prowlers game.
See you at the game. Go Prowlers!
Yeah, I don't know about this one, fellas.
Boys, we don't overcome adversity by backing down. But yeah, I don't know about this one.
That's reassuring.
We're so screwed.
All right, boys. Here's the game plan. LJ, you start with bananas.
Wait, why do I have to do the bananas?
Because you're the softest on the team.
I don't want the bananas.
This thing is gonna melt. We gotta hurry up.
I won't do it.
Okay, both of you. I will do the bananas and the whipped cream. Fets, please continue.
Who's paying for this anyway?
I am. I just bought my tickets for the Prowlers game this weekend, and the Milk House gave me 25% off my order.
Fets, why'd you buy the tickets? You're literally on the team.
For the discount.
So are you all ready to give it a try?
Oh, we're ready.
It's true. Get 25% off your entire order at the Milk House, October through April. Simply show your ticket stubs at checkout and enjoy your discounted treat.
Oh, you wanted playoff hockey. You got it here tonight. The Binghamton Black Bears defeated the Port Huron Prowlers 1-0 in Game 1 of their semi-final series. And time now to look back at the highlights from this one. I mean, offensively, not much to look at, but our first goal of the game, it came early. Black Bears got a power play, and 5:18 in, it was Mac Jansen who got the scoring started in this one. And a shot came in from the point from Austin Durazio. And Jansen able to slide that puck home. And that was the only goal of the game. The Prowlers have now been shut out 3 straight playoff games by the Black Bears after the 2 last year that ended their season in Binghamton. And tonight was Dominic Tomei's night. He made 27 stops. Prowlers had their opportunities throughout this game. Some great chances. They've hit the post a couple of times. Let me take a look at some of those opportunities. Tomei was sharp in between the pipes this evening, as he's been all year long. There's a chance for Ryan Alexander. Tomei didn't have to stop, but just went wide. Tomei led the FPHL in wins, goals against average, save percentage, and shutouts in the regular season. There's the first post for the Prowlers from Bobby Price. And then here is one of 2 breakaways the Prowlers had in this game. Vinny DeCumbis short-handed. Tomei out early at the top of his crease to turn away that. Able to get a stick on this Bobby Chance opportunity. Bobby Price, pardon me, opportunity. Nick Favaro trying everything he could to make things happen. He split through. Tomei able to get enough of that one to keep it out as he kept his blocker on his pad. Here's a puck that comes out in front. And eventually will make its way towards the net. Stick saved by Tomei. And the Prowlers had some great opportunities throughout this one. There was even a couple of more. There's the wrap from Jamie Bucell in the final minute. I mean, Artu Heikkila hit the crossbar as well in that game, but Dominic Tomei, no doubt the best player on the ice. Reed Cooper, the second best player on the ice. We got ourselves a good old-fashioned goaltending duel between the 2 best in the FPHL this season. So let's take a look at our final stats, the Gunther Graphics game stats here from this one. Black Bears win the shots battle 31-27, and they get their only goal on the power play, and their PK stayed perfect tonight. And Austin Federley will be the tribute sent out from the Prowlers locker room to chat with our Brady Beaton.
Down here on the ice with our Gunther Graphics player of the game, Austin Federley. I mean, that's that game. You give up the early goal, but man, you guys battled back. It felt like it was slowly turning. You gave up 15 shots in the third, and I don't know if you gave up 15 the rest of the game. What did you take away from that, having some chances later in the game?
Yeah, just having a slow start, not the one that we wanted. Not terrible, but just not what we wanted, right? And you saw the build through the last 2 periods. I mean, they're on their heels. They were celebrating like they won a great game, right? But you know, we outplayed them, we outchanced them, I think, in the last 2 periods, and I think we're going to keep that rolling into Saturday.
How do you keep the momentum going? You have the off day. It's going to be a long trip. It's probably going to feel like 3 days in between. I can tell how hungry you guys are. What do you guys need to do between now and Saturday to get ready to get a win?
I think we've been doing it for the past 2 years to get ready. Paulie always says we've been preparing for this moment all season. And I believe that's true. We knew that we'd end up here with these guys. Obviously, we're the top 2 teams in the league right now. And yeah, I think we just keep sticking to our game plan. We've built our style to beat a team like this, and I think it's going to work out in the end.
Well, Fetz, I appreciate our Gunther Graphics player of the game, Austin Federle. Good luck, and go get 2 in Binghamton.
Yes, sir.
And that was Prowlers captain Austin Federle. He's not selected as our Gunther Graphics player of the game, but Coach Paulin sent him out there to take the heat, and that's what comes with having a letter, as Austin Federle does, captain for the 2nd year in a row. Now Brady is with Prowlers associate head coach Chris Paulin.
Down here on the ice with associate Prowlers coach Chris Paulin for our Schultz Roofing coach interview. Coach, maybe not the start you were looking for, but man, you guys picked up momentum, started playing Prowler hockey the 2nd and 3rd period. What did you notice from the guys, especially in the 3rd when you had them on their heels?
Yeah, the boys got going. Slow start. Thought the 3rd period was a lot better, and we move on.
So, you talk about moving on. How much from a coaching perspective do you look at the film? Do you want to tinker, or do you feel like, man, we had the pieces in place, we just didn't get a bounce here or there?
We know what we have to do. We're on to Binghamton now.
All right, getting ready for Binghamton out there. I mean, real quick, I do need to ask you, Reed Cooper again. I feel like I've asked you this every time. He was a stud in net. Anything new to say about Coop?
Coop's a warrior. He's going to continue to battle just like every one of us. This is a series. We're ready for Binghamton.
Well, Coach, as always, I appreciate it. Good luck out in Binghamton, and I'll plan on seeing you back here in a few weeks.
You got it.
That's Head Associate Coach Chris Paulin with our Schultz Roofing coach interview. Will, back to you.
Thank you, Brady. Now let's take a look at who was actually our Gunther Graphics player of the game. It was the man Brady last asked about. And Zach, our graphics guy, I think he got it right. Stood on his head tonight, Reed Cooper. 30 saves on 31 shots, but that's hockey. Sometimes you come up 1 save short, and that's what happened to Cooper and the Prowlers tonight. Well, let's take a look at some of Reed Cooper's work this evening and why he was our Gunther Graphics player of the game. And I mean, he was phenomenal all game. And it started, that was the first shot on net, right in tight from Ivan Bondarenko. And it kept it scoreless at that point. There's Cooper with a couple of saves at the top of his crease. He had some more opportunities. That was a biggie in the slot as the puck looked like it was going to go over him, able to reach out with the glove. There he stands up CJ Stubbs. As the Black Bears peppered Reed Cooper throughout this game. And he was, again, spectacular. We will take one more timeout. When we return, one last look at the local sports scoreboard, and we'll wrap this one up. From McMorran Place, this is the 2026 Commissioners Cup Playoffs presented by Prepper 12 Irish Whiskey.
Hockey is like a business. One missed pass can derail the perfect plan. Have Taft Consulting help you get your whole team on the same page. They have the expertise to help you follow through on all your goals. Find out how they can help you today by emailing taftconsulting@outlook.com.
Hello, I'm home.
There he is. What is happening? Relax. We won. They brought back the snack wrap. Spicy or ranch? Spicy. Yeah, go. Yeah. Just one little bite. Can you stop? Oh, sorry.
Gather your crew. Snack wrap is back.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Is that him?
Look over there. It's Bob. Wow, just look at that hair.
Ever since he started getting his stuff from Global, the guy's unstoppable.
So that's what confidence can do?
That's just not fair.
Oh my goodness, it's Bob! Bob! Bob!
Give me the phone. I'm calling Global Pharmacy Plus for myself.
This isn't working. LJ, pass me those flyers. No look behind the back pass? It's a hope play, LJ, come on. Gap up, close the gap. Close the gap, what are we saying? This isn't working. We need a shift change. Let's bring in the professionals.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold. Hungry Howie's.
Will Wiggleman back one final time here at McMorran Place. Prowlers fall in Game 1 of the Commissioner's Cup semifinals to the Binghamton Black Bears by a score of 1-0. Let's take one last look at our out-of-town scores. The local sports scoreboard presented by Love After Hours Boutique and Boudoir. Tigers walked off the Milwaukee Brewers in MLB action. 5 for the final there. SC4 baseball and softball had a couple of tough doubleheaders. Softball team lost the second leg of that doubleheader as well down in Macomb CC. Of course here, Black Bears 1-0 winners over the Prowlers. Out-of-town scoreboard and the local sports scoreboard has been presented by Love After Hours Boutique and Boudoir. Use code Prowlers for 15% off at Love After Hours. That is going to do it for us here tonight from McMorran Place. And I want to thank our crew here with us tonight. Christian Jackson and Andres Hyde were running the broadcast and producing and doing octopus arms over there, making sure everything was all set. Zach Dotson was on the graphics for us tonight. On the cameras, Kim Nelson, Paul Campbell, Elizabeth Sullivan, Alexander Nelson, and Aiden Bricker. Once again, we will be back on Saturday night when the Prowlers have their backs against the wall with puck drop in Binghamton scheduled for 7 p.m. and the pregame show starts at 6:45. And it's all right here on the PHP Network. But for Brady Beaton and the entire crew, my name is Will Wiggleman. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you again here on the PHP Network.
Thank you.